Should start doing the this little thing. I made this thing. This is pretty cool, right? Except the only thing is that Hogwarts Legacy music is playing simultaneously to this. I made this a while ago. This is so fun to make. Nandela, what's going on? I played this intro like when I was originally playing a few months ago. But I remember I made this whole entire thing and I rendered it, and then I realized that I didn't put Hogwarts Legacy, I put Harry Potter Legacy. And so like last minute I had to throw the whole thing together. There's our intro, everyone. What's up, guys? I'm debating in my head right now whether I want to watch the 5th movie or play Legacy. I have time tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna lower the music gain volume a bit. I can barely hear you. Okay. Let me work on that. I'm gonna hold on. Audio output capture. Properties. Not in properties. Advanced audio properties. There it is. Audio. Let's lower it to -12. Is that a little bit better? Is that too low? Perfect. Let's go. Love when it's perfect. Love when something happens and it happens perfectly. Thoughts and opinions. Do you guys care that much? The music made the intro even cooler, but it was loud. Okay, good. I'm thinking about watching the 5th movie rather than play Legacy. I might like rename this stream in a second to watching the 5th movie, but I kind of want to play Legacy at the same time. Any thoughts or opinions? What would you guys want to do? Just chill, hang out, play Legacy, or get into a real heavy film session with Hogwarts? Not Hogwarts, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix movie. Okay, the gain is good. Whichever. I'm gonna play Legacy for a little bit and then maybe I'll switch over. I don't know. Maybe I'll play for like... We'll play till more people come in and can weigh their opinions. I know, I still have to watch the video game and everything. I want to do a stream where I watch all the things that people sent me or sent in the Discord, because I think that would be fun because there's a bunch of different fun things. I guess you want to watch all of those like live. I think that'd be fun to watch live. But I do think we've said this time and again. Movies are not a good adaptation. Very good movies. Love the movies. And I am gonna start making Bombarda. In the Shadow of the Mountains. I want to learn Bombarda. But should I do some of these other ones first? Alright, let's return to Albie Weeks. Yeah, we're gonna get real meta here. We're gonna do reaction to reaction videos to reaction videos. I think it'd be fun to just like watch all those simultaneously and then just like kind of get everyone's like take on it. I forgot what I was gonna say before. It'll come back to me. Oh, the movies. I'm gonna start making why can't I just like click that? Why do I have to go up to the Hogwarts map? Bad designing right there. Ugh. Hogsmeade map. Veggie Gamer started reading the books too, but those reactions are so long. 4 hours. Wait, 4 hours for each book or 4 hours for 4 hours for 3 chapters? That's my dream come true. Just talking about the book for 4 hours. I think Jen and Kristen and Danny, the balance is really good because we can. Some of us can only go 2 hours, so we have to like consolidate, fit everything in good in. So it makes like a good, substantial podcast. Wait, aren't you Albie Weeks? I thought I had to talk to you.
Hope to see you again.
What? No, this isn't Albie Weeks. Who's Albie Weeks? Yeah, dude, this is Albie Weeks. What am I doing here? Huh.
Hello again, Mr. Weeks. I set a new record at the South Course.
Fantastic! Your broom performed well then?
The best upgrade yet.
Yeah, I feel like 2 hours is a good.
Incredibly nimble.
Over half of that 4 hours is him reading comments, though. Oh, really?
A bit, preventing it from reaching its full potential.
Yeah.
Of course. Should have anticipated that.
I'm gonna start making more like videos for like Harry Potter nerd stuff. This is what I was gonna say. I'm gonna start making more videos for Harry Potter. Looks like a young Tom Riddle. Oh no. He kind of does actually a little bit.
I shall look forward to speaking again.
I don't know what this guy just told me.
To send you an hour when I'm finished.
Upgrades on my broom or something?
For your help.
Handsome but evil.
Couldn't have done this without you.
The sky's the limit. I am going to make some more videos, and one of the first videos that I make, I have this like kind of in the works. I gotta write out a script for it. Is why I think the 6th movie. This might be crazy to say this. I think the 6th movie is the best movie. I don't know if I should say that out loud. Okay, as an adaptation, it's the worst. As just a movie, I think it's the most rewatchable. I go to that movie all the time. It is just a delight. But I've divorced it from the books in my mind. There's such good humor. There's everyone makes fun of it and says it's like a. They always say that it's too much of a rom-com. I think the book is a rom-com. And then it goes to super dark parts. They didn't do all the memories. They needed to have all the memories in there. They screwed that up, 100%. But you can't think of it as a. I need to speak with Deke. A Phoenix Rising. Ooh, am I gonna find a Phoenix? I'm doing that one. Some of the beats that they hit in Half-Blood Prince are just phenomenal. Yeah, the 6 almost is on point for that. 100% agree with that. Wow. Because that's one of the biggest complaints that Jen had in the first book, that Harry wasn't funny in the movie. And none of the rest of the movies are funny at all. They have like parts of it, but the 6th movie actually captures the characters somewhat well.
Some exciting news to share.
Hello, Deke. Professor Weasley said you had an idea.
Indeed, Deke does.
Yeah.
Deke knows that you want to learn about all sorts of beasts. And Deke recently heard rumors.
Yeah,
of a phoenix nest
burrow
in a
burning
nearby
scene
mountain.
is one of the worst. That's just
nest?
like, ooh, a phoenix nest. This is cool.
To the Phoenix nest
The
the one Harlow and the Poacher Pack are after.
Deke would not doubt it.
that scene just doesn't
Deke has
respect
heard of it.
magic.
Surely the nasty poachers have as well. which
But in
means
the
it
movies,
could
it's
be
not
in
really
danger.
explained that the burrow is necessarily a hiding point. Like, and it's protected by the Fidelius charm. So I guess they could destroy it in the movies and kind of get away with it. Yeah, that's the one thing. Some of these people do it on YouTube. That's why, like, I feel like
Well, I'd better go and rescue it then, hadn't I?
some of these
Indeed,
that are
think
only
so.
on YouTube, I wish they
So
converted to
majestic a
podcasts.
beast
It'd be
should
fun to
not
listen to
fall
some of
into
those on
such vile
podcasts.
hands. Deke
That's
is
like what
not
they did
sure
for.
why.
Have any of you guys heard of
Deke
Critical
feels that
Critical
saving the
Role?
Phoenix might
I
help
threw that
him
out in the
amends for what happened
Discord
with
a few
Deke's
days
prior
ago,
master.
or yesterday
Deke
maybe.
hopes that you are able to find the Phoenix
And I see
and bring
clips
it
of
to the
Critical
room
Role all the
where
time,
it will be safe.
and I've never really been into D&D. But some of those make me want to watch the entire thing, because the acting in that is so exceptional. I've like been keyed in on some of the stuff that they've been talking about there. Dang. Okay, we are traveling for this one. Oh, I don't have any blue flames. Yeah. The logic of it just doesn't make sense either. Why they're there. 100% agreed. But I'm a ride or die fan for some of the scenes in there. Again, my favorite scene in there is Francis the Fish. I think that does just such a good job. And then the Liquid Luck is a great scene. Such good comic energy in that. The tension between Ron and Hermione in that movie is just so on point. I feel like they nail some of that. Although some of it is a little off. I think it's the actually I don't know if it's the worst Gambon performance. Maybe one of the worst. Every movie but the fifth I think is his worst performance. Rest in peace. Ooh, a phoenix nest. That doesn't look like a phoenix nest. Alright, land. Land this thing, dude. Phoenix Mountain Cave. Yeah, my broom sometimes floats a little bit.
Blockade. Rookwood's poachers are already here. Confringo.
Blockade. How do you do a wooden blockade when my guy knows magic? Are you like, why would you even bother, you know? Also, everyone, since more people are here, I am slightly debating in my mind whether to watch the fifth movie or just to play Legacy. Throw your preferences down there. What should I do? Because I kind of have time to watch the fifth movie. It'd be kind of fun. Wait, what sounded dirty? Unaerodynamic broom you've got there? Yeah, the burrow's magically put together in the next movie too, so. I don't know. The scene was just so unneeded. I don't know why they actually did it.
Single feather fetches. Just imagine a whole blooming bird.
Oh, should have stayed at the castle.
Betting on the dragon.
No, you're there.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Descendo. Incendio.
Oh, so does Protego?
Consume you.
Oh, come on, dude.
Glacius.
Hold up. Where's my... I don't like these spells.
Rookwoods don't go down easy. Revelio. Protego. Confringo. Descendo. Survived longer than expected. Bombarda. Protego.
What have you done?
Bombarda.
Admirable trick.
Defendo. Descendo.
Oh, come on. I have no
Protego.
Wiggenwelds, so I really gotta Be careful here.
Stupefy. Descendo. Defendo.
Whew. Please give me a Wiggenweld.
Less poacher in the
Yes.
world.
Any thoughts on if I should just ditch this and watch the movie, the 5th movie? What would you guys rather? Hang out and chill and play Legacy? I'm also in the 3 Broomsticks if anyone actually wants to voice chat. But sometimes it's a little intimidating. Where's the fire one?
Incendio.
Rather watch the movie? Yeah, I'm actually kind of with you on that. What the heck was that? Where did that come from? Are all these spiders just attacking me?
Not my fault you're a deadly great spider.
Rapscallion garb. Okay, great. I did all that for some Rapscallion garb. Movie assigned with you two. Movie for you two. Yes, let's go. I'm pumped now. I get to watch the movie. I was about to start Legacy and I was like, you know what? I literally have the whole Saturday night. Why don't I just watch the movie? Oh, I just came from there. All right, let me finish this mission and then we'll watch the movie. There's also, I also have some slightly exciting news, at least for me. We are very close. This is a little crazy news as well.
Pay attention.
We are very close to starting season 3 of Harry Potter and First Time Readers. Man, why are these things just blocking everything?
Bombarda. Incendio. Descendo.
Oh, that guy's already dead. I'm getting better at blocking spells. I'm proud of myself for that. Oh, that's literally as soon as I said that.
Bombarda. Incendio.
That's a dude. That's a human being right there. It's tragic.
If it isn't Nora Treadwell.
So season 3
Descendo.
is going to be different from the first 2. Actually, I'm not positive how different it's going to be. I'm still working out some of the details, but we have 3 more people. It's going to be different because 2 of them have read the book and one of them hasn't, but has seen all the movies and does love it. So what we're thinking about doing, and this crew, this is like, these are 3 of my best friends.
Phoenix.
Oh, this is really cool. This thing is so cool. The animation on it, this is beautiful.
It almost seems as if it wants me to follow it.
Yeah.
I need to find it before the poachers do.
So it's gonna be different. Movie fan friends. That Phoenix is huge. So it's gonna be very different from the other season in that it's people who have already read it and already kind of love the series. They're not like as obsessed with it as I am, to be completely honest.
Incendio.
Oh gosh! What the heck just happened? Crystal, you've never seen movie, or you've seen them only once. Okay, dang, that's kind of crazy. All right, sorry. That was wild that just happened to me. Let me change real quick the title of this YouTube video. What did I title the other ones? I gotta figure out what I titled the other ones and just copy it. All right, so season 3. Let me talk as soon as I figure this out, because again, world's worst multitasker right here. Live. Yeah, okay, perfect. Order of the Phoenix. Watch through. I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. It's coming. Oh. Excuse me. Okay. Season 3. We might do it's almost like we're almost thinking about doing it as a mini series. These are 3 of my best friends. 2 of them are brothers and one is a wife. And she's super into Oh, come on. I always forget how to do this. Expelliarmus. I actually don't like the transfiguration spell all that much because then it means I have to wait for this thing to be done. Oh no, we can just blow it up. Oh my gosh. That was a little aggressive. So that's like the dynamic of it. And level 3 unlock. Do I know level? I do level 3 unlock. I didn't know I knew level 3 unlock. We're thinking about making it almost like a mini series or like a mini season, and just doing 1 podcast per book. I don't know if that's gonna work that well, to be completely honest. But what I want to do with them is I want to get them through the books a little quicker so that we can do some other like book content or like movie content or like first time experiences with some other stuff with that crew. Because then I'll have like Danny and Jen and Kristen. We'll be doing our own thing. And then this other crew, which is Mark, Eric, and Liz. And there
it is again.
Phoenix. That's so cool. We would be doing, because like one of my friends, Mark, he's like into some Stephen King. So we thought about maybe we should do like some Stephen King content, even though it terrifies me. Or like some Star Wars or some other stuff. So they're hilarious and really entertaining. So I would love to have them on. But I was like, hey guys, why not just jump into the Harry Potter discussion? So I might do that. You love Stephen King? Ugh. Anything horror, I can't do horror. I think the answer to this is the 3rd movie, but what's the most horror-filled book or movie out of all the Harry Potters? Oh gosh! We got some Shelobs over here, holy smokes. Why does this have a curse mark on it? That was weird. Alright, I don't really know what's going on. Oh gosh. So Expelliarmus puts a curse mark on him? What? Where the heck is the spider? Oh. Yeesh. Read it while walking to school. One time I walked straight into a huge puddle. That is a great story. For anybody, the curse is an upgrade effect. Oh, interesting. And for anybody here, because I just changed the title of it, I'm just gonna finish this mission. I was gonna play Legacy tonight, but then I just kind of changed my mind and I wanted to watch the 3rd movie. So just hold on. Just endure me playing Legacy until we will start watching Order of the Phoenix, which will be probably like. Hold on, everyone, hold on. Okay. Ooh, gosh, you really got me.
Real quick, Sambo.
Ooh. So endure me playing this game for like another 10 minutes until we start Order of the Phoenix. Oh! I hit the wrong button. Dude, holy smokes. Dang it, I keep hitting the wrong button. Who is this? Who's the girl that's doing this to me? Ooh, I just turned him into a chicken. Ah. If I lose this, I'm gonna lose this right here.
Expelliarmus.
Where's the woman that's just laughing? I think this is Wiggenweld, right? That's what I needed. I know, yeah. I'm just killing people straight up and animals. She is chatty though. I am fighting you fairly. What are you talking about?
That was for Highwing. It's shameful what you've done to helpless beasts.
One of my favorite lines in the whole series is Sirius Black when he says, if you want to see the true measure of a man, look how he treats not his superiors, but his inferiors. I really like that line. I think that's true. Ew, I just crawled into like a spider nest. Get me out of here. Spiders are one of my least favorite things. Oh, is this a puzzle? I have to figure this out. Ugh. Sometimes I hate puzzles. Today is not a puzzle day. Hold on, I gotta go to Shelob's lair. Everyone who is serious treats creature like garbage. It's so true. Everyone who's here to watch Order of the Phoenix, just hold on like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. It might take me a little while to figure this mission out. There's a bunch of caves, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all these caves. Was it this simple? No, this is where I came from, right? Maybe? Yeah, I came from here. Help me out if you know what to do. This is like kind of Lord of the Rings music, kind of too.
Incendio.
Oh gosh! Just blew myself up. Reach the peak of the mountain. Okay, how do I reach the peak of the mountain? Oh, duh.
Bombarda.
Sorry, took longer than I thought. We're gonna watch the movies in very soon. As soon as we finish this mission, I just changed my mind. Rather than play Legacy, I'd figure, you know, let's watch Order of the Phoenix. I like how athletic my guy is, to be honest. We're almost at the peak, maybe, hopefully. Hey, oh, you are beautiful. This is so cool. And we're gonna watch Order of the Phoenix, guys. This is perfect. Wrapping up a Phoenix quest with a Phoenix. Then we're gonna watch Order of the Phoenix. I can't speak words. Okay, what do you want me to do, bird?
It seems happy to come with me. I wonder if it could travel in the knapsack.
Ooh, oh yeah, I have to catch him. I forgot how to catch him. Ooh. After 20 years, after the 20-year reunion, I went back and watched them all. Harry Potter. First time I read them as a kid, I hated the end. So I never watched the movies. Wow, you really hated the end? Yeah, I'm glad that you realized you were wrong. Someone threw this out in. All right, rescue the Phoenix with the knapsack.
Let's get you back to the room. Deke's going to be pleased.
By what we've accomplished,
All right, let me just return this thing.
is better than even I expected. Stop by Spintwitches when you can.
All right, dude, punch. So I can. Why can't I go back? Ooh. almost fell off the cliff. Oh, there we go. Someone threw this in our subreddit a little while ago, but some people think that the 5th movie is the worst movie.
Prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Or no, sorry, you don't know what I'm saying. Some people say the 7th book is the worst book, and I think that's crazy. I think like the true fans know that, you know, books 1 and 2, even though they're not bad. Oh, whoa! Holy smokes! Ooh, an actual Acromantula. Oh gosh! Oh gosh! I have no wing welds. I'm definitely gonna die doing this mission. Am I stuck behind a tree? Well, that's the end for me. Dude, that Acromantula just devoured me. Alright, hold on, let me just finish this. Let me just beat this stupid little Acromantula, and then we'll watch. What time is it by where all you guys live? Because I don't want to start if it's going to be too late. But then again, it's YouTube. You can always rewatch. Ah!
Incendio.
Hold on. Dude, can you just relax? Give me a second to figure this out. I think this one would work.
Flipendo. Descendo. Protego. Bombarda. Expelliarmus. Stupefy.
What does it mean that they're cursed? That's something I don't exactly understand.
Expelliarmus.
Like when this thing is marked on a curse, what does that mean?
Bombarda.
Oh man, this might take a little while. It's earlier for me than you. West Coast. 12 a.m. Dang, that's crazy. Nandela, you're the best. Where are you getting, Nandela? Sweden? Book 7 just felt too dark for you. Like, I know there's darker things in the other books, but they all had the lightness of being at Hogwarts, so I guess I just missed Hogwarts too much. I kind of, yeah. That one was a hard thing. I think that's why a lot of people don't like the 7th book, who don't like it, because... Oh, I gotta reconfigure all these spells again. You know, this is my last attempt at this. If I don't do it, we're just getting rid of this and then gonna go watch the movie. Oh gosh. Oh boy, I'm already off to a bad start. This is literally Master Frodo and Sam. Oh, Iglesias kind of worked well. Descendo's not working at all. Flipendo works though, right?
Flipendo. Expelliarmus. Bombarda. Protego. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Flipendo.
Did I just leave the arena? Hey, look at that. Oh, I hit the wrong one.
Protego. Expelliarmus. Bombarda. Flipendo. Glacius.
My spells really got to recharge faster.
Expelliarmus. Flipendo. Bombarda. Flipendo. Glacius. Protego. Expelliarmus.
This might take a while, dude. This thing is not even harmed.
Flipendo. Glacius.
Like, I always have to just do doing normal spells.
Flipendo. Bombarda. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Flipendo. Glacius. Expelliarmus.
There we go. Making a little more progress.
Protego. Bombarda. Expelliarmus.
Ah!
Flipendo.
If I get to hit me one more time, I'm gonna die. Please.
Expelliarmus.
Has anybody played these where they like tried not to die? I'm sure people have tried to do like runs on YouTube where
Flipendo.
no deaths. That'd be brutal.
Bombarda.
I'm not good enough of a gamer to do that.
Glacius.
Oh, freaking wrong spider. Come on, I got a phoenix in my bag. Why is my phoenix helping me out? I'm just twirling around the place here.
Flipendo. Expelliarmus.
Oh boy. Alright, we're almost there.
Glacius. Flipendo.
Oh,
Bombarda. Expelliarmus.
oh, these stupid little spiders are killing me. Oh gosh.
Flipendo. Glacius. Expelliarmus.
Yeah. Acromantula Venom is exceptionally rare. I can't wait till we watch the sixth movie.
Glacius.
That's why I'm excited to watch the fifth one tonight so that we can get to the sixth movie. I really like the sixth movie. Oh! Imagine I just die from that. Oh my gosh. I got through that whole thing and the little spider kills me. That would have been devastating. Did I even need to fight that thing? Where do I go? What am I doing? Alright. Everyone, that's it. Let's watch the movie. Let me just return to Deke real quick. Hogwarts map. Blue Flames currently unavailable? What? No. Why are Blue Flames unavailable? Bury an Acromantula head into the ground? What? How do I bury an Acromantula? Okay, you know what? We're gonna save, and I'm out of here. Settings. Save game. Harry Potter made a poll about the best books and worst books. Combined results. Number 1, Half-Blood Prince. Number 2, Prisoners. Number 3, Goblet of Fire. Number 4, Order of the Phoenix. Wow, 5, Deathly Hallows. 6, Philosopher's Stone. And 7, Chamber. I feel like 6 and 7 are usually everyone's. But that's shocking. That's actually not, maybe not crazy shocking. All right, exit game. All right, everyone, give me a minute or two to set everything up for Order of the Phoenix watch. I'm excited. All right. I'm getting out of the 3 broomsticks. If anybody wants to watch on Discord, I'm going to watch in the live watches. I can't think tonight, so this could be an interesting stream. All right, live watches. If anybody else is joining, jump into Discord, into live watches. Invite people. Yeah, I think Order of the Phoenix is the most divisive book. For some people, that it really is their favorite out of the entire series, and for other people, they hate it with everything in them. I think on my first read, I couldn't stand it because it was just brutal. It's a tough book. The more and more I read it, though, the more and more I think it might be one of my favorites. It's my favorite on certain reads. I think Harry's maturity is pretty remarkable in that book. All right. Order of the Phoenix. Phoenix is always spelled weird. Maybe I spelled it wrong. Where is it? Yeah, it really grew on me too. It is a fantastic book. The movie's actually, this might be one of the best movies that they made out of all of them. What's up, Katie? This one is this one, I think this one and the seventh one might be the two best movies. All right, it's 2 hours and 18 minutes. Very excited. 2 hours, 18 minutes. Beautiful. All right, everyone, I'm in Discord right now. I'm not going to pull it up yet because we don't have a ton of people in Discord about to watch. But I'm going to share my screen. We're about to go live. So it should be up on Discord. I think I got to adjust the volume. Hold on. I'm going to play it, see if I can hear it. I might have to adjust the volume of this. Guys, let me know. I'm just gonna play the first little bit. What the heck was that? Let me know if the volume's good in Discord or not. As soon as someone lets me know if this is loud enough in Discord, then we'll pause and just take a breather and then start. Loud enough? Good. Beautiful. All right, let me retell everyone. Give me a sec. Scratch the... We're going to watch Order of the... in the live. Yep, timer. Throw the timer up there. Thank you, music. I hope I don't have to redo this script because that would really suck. Nice, perfect. We're set. Guys, give me rankings of your movies, of the Harry Potter movies before we even start this. I think for me, I'll go first. I think my favorite. Wait, hold on. Let's maybe split this in half. I'm gonna talk about adaptations first. Which movie I think is the best adaptation versus which is the best movie just in general. Like my favorite of the movies is different from what I think the best adaptation is. I think, yeah, I'm actually kind of with you. I think the first two are the best adaptations, but they're definitely my least favorite movies out of the whole set. Although there's something just lovely about those that I can watch those and you just like get into Harry Potter. Also, I have paint all over my hands. Kaylee, I was painting her stairs today. I don't know if any. She's sometimes on the podcast. She was doing in the guest interview that I did. So I have paint all over my hands. Adaptations versus just good movies. The first two I could pick it up anytime, and they just are so like lovely. I just love watching them. But sometimes I skip the first two movies when I have to rewatch the whole series. Not what I have to, when I get to rewatch the whole series. But they're not like my two favorites. I think out of 3 through 7, hold on. That's just my neighbor. The first one's your favorite for nostalgic reasons. Yeah, you don't critique it like you all do all the others. Yeah. And the first one's not that difficult. Like it's pretty close to the book. Same with the second one. The second one is pretty stinking close to the book. There's some discrepancies, but they're pretty close. But I think from 3 to 8, the movies, I think movie 7 is the best adaptation. Then I think movie 5 is the next best adaptation. Then 8. Then 3. And then 4 and 6 are tied as the worst adaptations. But 4 and 6 are simultaneously like two of my favorite just Harry Potter movies in general. If I'm talking about my favorite Harry Potter movies, I think 6 is my favorite. There's just something about it that I just love. Yeah, 7-1 is good. They just had more time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, part 2, it just wasn't. Yeah, part 2 is hard because they did hit certain parts of the adaptation well, but then they just missed so many of the big ones. Like one of my least favorite parts is the climax of movie 7 or movie 8, obviously. All book readers know that the climax is the Forest Again chapter. And in the movie, it's like the final duel. I know they have to make that for the movie. Half-Blood Prince, the worst movie? You mean, are you talking, Katie, are you talking adaptation or movie? Because I think it's the worst adaptation. There's some things in there that are just unforgivable. But as far as a movie, it might be my favorite. Mm-hmm. It's got such good comedy in that one. I'm very excited to watch that one because we are going to either critique it, hammer, like that's going to be a fun one to watch and chat. I'm excited for that one. We'll start in like 5 minutes. So if anybody wants to grab a snack or just like nab something to eat or go to the bathroom, we'll start in 5 minutes. Yeah, it's hard to get past how bad of an adaptation it is because there's some things that they miss. I think movies 4, 6, and 8 are the roughest adaptations. They're the worst adaptations, and it's hard to get past certain things in those movies because of how bad of adaptations they are. Like Gambon's performance in 6 is just dreadful. Same thing as 4. Oh, his when we were rewatching 4, I was really realizing how bad Gambon was in 4. Yeah, Gambon in 6. I think he had good parts, and then I think he just missed other parts. I think this is his best. Excuse me, I just had pizza, so I'm a little I have a little indigestion. Not that you needed to know that. I think his best movie, Gambon's best performance, is movie 5. I think it's not even close. I think movie 5 is easily his best performance because in the movies he's cold, and in the books he's cold. His acting doesn't really change at all, and he's not in this movie that much, but I think he actually does a good job of like showing the coldness of Dumbledore in some of it. Yeah, I'm actually with you, Nandel. The movies, as far as I've had to divorce them as far as adaptations are concerned. They just are. They're just not adaptations for me anymore. They're like just enjoyable movies to watch. But right now we're watching them and critiquing them as adaptations, which is fun. I kind of like doing that. Also, throw some. Does anybody actually know the algorithm of YouTube? Not that I really care about the algorithm of YouTube because we just live stream and I just care about like hanging out with you guys and watching movies. But if people put likes on a video or a stream, does the algorithm really like carry it farther to more people? I don't know if I actually believe that. I think that's just a lie everyone tells themselves. And I'm so sick of it hearing it in any videos that I watch. Make sure to give this video a like and comment what your favorite Harry Potter movie is or something like that. You know, if you're a fan of something, just comment. I'm not going to tell you what to do and what not to do. But sometimes I'm like, if liking a video or a stream gets more people to watch, like maybe. But I like this little community that we have. It's like nice and close and tight knit. Bunch of Harry Potter nerds. You guys are my favorite. You wrote a whole rant on Discord about your movie dislike. You got to re-highlight that. Yeah, that's why again this whole book series should have been a TV series, but now TV series are becoming cool now that it can actually do that. Well, so we'll see if they actually do it well because they have a lot of baggage with these movies. To adapt that much content into a movie is just really, really difficult. Engagement is behind the algorithm, likes, comments, and views. Yeah, Katie, same. Excited and nervous. I think it's slotted for 2025, the beginning of it, I saw. I see all sorts of conflicting reports too. I saw someone posted something that they had cast Severus Snape already. Casting for HP series. HBO. Whoa. Hold on, guys. Oh, no, this is definitely not. Dude, hold the phone. How to get... I hate these articles. Who is in the cast? Although the new series cast hasn't been confirmed, rumors about who will be filming the iconic roles are swirling, just as the Daily Prophet Rita Skeeter would like it. The Scotsman reported the following newcomers and veterans are at the top of the casting list. Toby Wolf as Harry Potter. Dude, holy smokes. Okay. I don't know anything about that kid, but that's a good cast already just from looking at that kid. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I'm going to see if I can get this on stream. We're going to do this together. We're going to watch this together. This is our pre-movie. Whoop, get that off. Get this on. All right, so this kid is slotted to be Harry Potter. Bronte Carmichael. This is Hermione. They really got to puff her hair up. That's a great cast as well. Wow. Dude, okay. These are all rumors, obviously, but this is the first little bit. Ron Weasley is Joshua Pickering. I don't picture Ron like that at all. I wonder how when he gets older, what he's going to look like. They really got to make his hair a lot redder. But Harry, I'm not going to lie, as Harry, I feel like this kid kind of nails Harry. Holy smokes, dude. I think this kid nails Harry. I would not be... Oh, there's Wes. Well, come here. Come here. What's up, bud? Something spook you? Wes has stuff to say about this casting list too. Bronte Carmichael. Is the stream really slow right now? Are you guys getting a buffering wheel? For some reason, I'm getting a buffering wheel. I'm running the stream. I don't know what the heck is happening. Oh, no buffering? Okay. He's too old. He's 13 already? Wait, yeah, I gotta figure out how old these people are. This is all just fan conjecture. People that like the fans really would like, but I feel like this isn't really it. This kid can pass as an 11-year-old, though. I don't know how old this kid actually is, but he can pass as an 11-year-old. She looks maybe a little too old. I don't know how old she is. The freckles. The freckles on this kid, though. That's great. Helen Mirren as Minerva McGonagall. Helen Mirren as anything would be pretty great. Tom Felton as Lucius Malfoy. This is the one that everyone wants. This guy's my favorite actor. Adam Driver. People want him as Severus Snape, but look at his age. He's 10 years too old. I just don't want them to make that mistake again. I want them to pick a younger guy because I really want, because it's always interesting for me at the beginning, even of this watch, when I was when we were trying to figure out how old they were. I made the mistake that I thought Harry and his parents had, Harry when they were later, like 30. They were like 20. Yeah, Adam Driver's not British, but he could do a British accent. He's a very good actor. I will say that. He's just a great actor, but he's too old. I would love them to pick actually the weird thing is I'm 32. This guy's 39. I feel like he looks, maybe I look his age. He looks my age. Adam Driver's not British though. So who's the casting director? All right. That's some of the ones that they have. I think that's all like fan decided. I feel like that's not actual reality. All right. We are going to start the movie in a minute. Whoop. We got the timer. I got to go off this screen. There we go. The Marauders' characters' actions make more sense if they are cast as the right age. Yeah. I think I'm with you on that. Yeah, his age for sure. It's crazy to think that real Severus Snape is my age really during the first book. That's wild. That is really crazy. All right, everyone. Ready to start? Oh, I just got a cramp. All right, everyone. We're going to start in like 15 seconds. Let me just get situated and start the timer. If you want to watch on Discord, I'm going to keep pasting this link. Whoops, I pasted Blair Underwood rather than the link. Because this is where we're watching. If you want to watch it on your own, obviously, you can watch it on your own too. Hold on, why didn't that work? Invite people. Copy. Paste. All right. We are starting the movie. Soon as I get my script up. Okay. Starting the movie in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. Beautiful. There's something so magical about these sequences when Warner Bros. This logo comes up. Me and my mom talk about this all the time. It just gives us such nostalgia and such a good feeling. The music, I love it. Love it so much. Oh, dude, my mom is a huge fan. My parents are like, they go on a lot of trips to like national parks and they drive a lot. Every time they drive, they will listen to the Harry Potter audiobooks. And she's seen it. She's seen it all the time. She watches the movie all the time. She's a big fan. Your mom read. Oh, that's so incredible. I love that your mom read it to you. I'm gonna turn a little louder. Put off by Daniel Radcliffe? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, Katie, you got to convince your mom that book Harry is so different than movie Harry. I feel like what's this kid's name? This kid's name is actually Harry Welling or something. He did a Dudley really well. Ooh, yeah. She's got to watch the TV series, but tell her she's got to read the books before she watches it. So then you and your mom could just sit there and critique everything. One of the things I'm most nervous of with the HBO series is how adult it's going to be versus how kid it's going to be. Like, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like HBO doesn't do kids shows very well. I don't know if they ever do kids shows. So that's something I'm a little nervous of. That's going to be more like Game of Thrones rather than like a kid's tale. And the books 1 and 2 are going to be like too mature. Where rather than like mature up with you, like we've talked about. Yeah, Dudley keeping up with Harry there is very impressive. Because he, at this point in the book, is the size of a young whale, right? A young killer whale. Yeah, I hope JKR can keep the right tone too, yeah. Come on, Joe. We believe in you. Okay, what do you guys think of Dementors in book 3 versus book 4, or in movie 3 versus movie 5? They're kind of cool in this one. Also, is that Harry's wand different from how it normally is? Was that Harry's wand? Well, they changed it from movie 1 and 2. The Patronus in this movie is really cool. Better in Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm not sure how they fly. Yeah, they're supposed to glide. It's supposed to be a little creepier with the glide. Kind of agree. This is funny. Mrs. Fig. This is one of the greatest lines in the whole book, where Mundungus goes, "Sup, Figgy?" HBO worked on His Dark Material series with BBC. It was a good adaptation. Never even heard of that. Miss Fig is in she's in Andor. She's the mom in Andor. She was great in that. Yeah, Daniel pretending to carry Dudley. At least it says she's just walking there. His Dark Materials. Oh, His Dark Materials is the Golden Compass adaptation? The Golden Compass adaptation was another controversial book, right? Because of like, I don't know exactly why, but I know like there was like something with animal protection or like animal little demons or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. His Dark Materials. I can look it up. He is so big in this. His Dark Materials. Huh. I'm into this. I really love good children's stories. Northern Lights is the correct title. Other criticism of religion. That's why. Controversial in some circles that I grew up in. Dude, I would read that. I'd be so into that. Give me like a good children's story. Because I feel like it's so hard to do a children's story really well. That's great acting right there. Because justice. Petunia, me and my mom comment on this all the time. What is Petunia wearing right there? She's kind of like rocking it. She's kind of fashionable, but I don't know if we've ever seen her wear anything like that in the whole series. Is that like a British thing? She's much more modest, I guess, in the first few movies. It's the first time she's showing leg. Yeah, she found the smallest amount of clothing to stay cool. It's kind of true. Yeah. Honestly, sometimes, most of the time. Okay, so Harry's wand is the same. I have Harry's wand. That's his wand. Okay, good. Yeah, sometimes the controversial books, in quotes, are the best. Love that Harry got a haircut in the summer here. Because his hair in that movie is wild. They don't have AC in England. I guess they're not allowed to turn it on because of the heat wave or issues with that. I don't know. I liked how I like the section where Tonks kind of comes in. His hair would be so sweaty in this movie otherwise. You guys don't have AC? What the heck? Why? That's wild to me. You can't walk into a building in America in the summer without freezing. I like that Harry had the 400-second, 20-second Quidditch World Cup poster on his wall right there. And it was a cool looking poster. I got to remake that. I got a small portable AC a few years back because it was dying. That's crazy. That's true. You know, one actor on the side right there is going, I was in Harry Potter. She's telling her kids that. I love how Moody rides his broom. Like he's like Chopper style. He's like got his hands back, just like kind of gliding on it. I always love that. Because he's not going for speed, he's going for comfort. You know, sometimes you just got to go for comfort. This part always makes me a little crazy though. Like, what's with the statute of secrecy if you're literally flying brooms around the Thames River and literally right by Parliament? $107, dang. He just has to have to suffer for a while without AC. I like how the house was revealed too. It kind of like pops out of this other house. That's cool to me. Honestly, most of the time in the summer, I don't really like the AC either. Like I have it. I have window units and all that kind of stuff. But I just like a nice good breeze. But sometimes summers, like near New York City where I'm at, are brutal. The summer was relatively mild, but I used to live in the South, and the South was brutal. This house is gross. I'm like, a bunch of wizards are in this house. How would they not like keep it clean? You just have to do a few tricks and like dust, you know? Sirius is too put together in this movie. One of my critiques. He's not grumpy enough. Which maybe isn't the worst. Because he's like kind of kind to Harry and he's good to Harry in this one. Yeah, part of the plot is that they are cleaning it. Agreed. But like, you all have wands. Just enchant a bunch of dusters to go through the house and just and vacuums. Get a bunch of Roombas. Oh, they could have done so cool, so well with Creature's Tale. Oh, so bummed that they left Creature's Tale out. That hurts. You like the cleaning chapters in book 5? They're kind of fun. The scary one is Molly cleaning the Boggart. That was a crazy one. I love Hermione's shirt in this. That's true. It's 1995, but they're wizards. They can enchant. Like, you know how much Mr. Weasley would love to get a fun bunch of vacuums and make them automatic, and that'd be his like dream. Enhance vacuums. He's like the inventor of Roomba. There's some changes in this movie that we're going to talk about later that I actually really like and I thought they did well on. One of the ones is Luna. I mean, she's perfect in the book, so like, why would you ever want to change her? But there's some things that they give her that I actually kind of like, and we'll talk about that as we get there. But Harry also isn't maybe grumpy enough in this movie. He does a decent job of being grumpy. But that was like a fight scene that they had. He was furious at this moment. Yeah, the dulcet tones line is great. Agreed. Interview with actress who played Molly saying that there was a big moment for her in the 5th book regarding the Boggart. No, that's so sad that they cut it. They need to do like a limited release of the extended cuts of all these. Like, give me all the scenes, even if they're not finished. I don't like the writing in this section because Harry doesn't answer Molly or Arthur. It just doesn't seem very realistic. The real question, are 13 dining at this table according to Danny? He raised his voice like 1 decibel. Yeah, he's definitely not angry enough in this movie. Agreed. He's more depressed in this movie than angry. But there's something that Radcliffe does that frustrates me, in that through his anger, it makes you angry, rather than in the books, like you understand why Harry is angry and he lashes out at his friends, and you know why his friends talk back to him for certain things. Like there's just the picture that I have of Harry in my mind. His anger is just different than how Radcliffe portrays it. I wish you had Molly's argument better represented in the movies. Yeah, Molly's argument isn't really here, especially in this section. Yeah, this conversation was real long in the books. Because there were so many good lines in that too. Like, Molly saying, Sirius saying, he's not your son. They had that argument where he said, he's not James. And then he goes, he's not your son. And then Molly goes, he's as good as. That sign was, that was so good. That was so good. I wish they had that in the movie. Mr. Weasley. He's so great. Yeah, he might as well be, yeah. Ginny storming out in the scene. Yeah, the Molly Sirius argument in the book is great. And they just didn't include a lot of that. Because that there was so much packed into that argument. Like so many people truly caring about Carrie, but not caring about it in the way that Harry really needs to be cared for. And you can see both of their arguments, and they were like showing how much they love him and how much they care about him. That was cool. I like the phone booth. Yeah, Nandela agreed. Harry's reaction in the books, he's like touched. He's grateful and touched, but still angry. And Radcliffe doesn't portray that. Sorry. The Ministry looks like really cool. Love how the Ministry looks. It's huge. One scene they left out in the movies, the unforgivable to me, is the Lost Prophecy chapter. Favorite chapter in the book. Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get there. Chapters of Order. Look up chapters. That's where he destroys the office, right? Ugh. One of my favorite chapters in the whole series, when he destroys the office. And they don't have that. It's devastating. Because that's where Dumbledore gives him so much information. Yeah, I don't want to be human anymore. Oh, man, Radcliffe's grief is just that. I mean, it's like, you know, they always say like this is where his grandmother died, so you can like see the grief in his scream. And we'll talk about that scene. But his grief in the books is just grief. It's real grief. It's devastating grief. You feel it. Like when I read that chapter, it crushes me. It crushes me every time. In the movies, I don't feel that. And that hurts. Percy. What a little idiot. Ugh. For a long time, Percy is my least favorite character in the entire series. So for the pacing of this movie is just excellent. Which actually might be against the books, because I feel like the fifth book is the worst paced. But worst paced because you have to spend so much time with Umbridge, because you have to hate her with every ounce of cell structure that you have in your body. You have to spend more time with her. So the pacing feels off for that. But I think it serves the book perfectly. Like the form matches the function. And this one, I don't know if you get left time with Umbridge. Like you hate her, but you don't hate her like you hate her in the books. In the movie, he just sits there and listens to Dumbledore. Yeah, we didn't get much serious. I like Umbridge more than No, not now. Now I hate Umbridge. She's probably my least favorite character in the entire series. But I don't like Percy. But I love Percy's comeback. Oh, his comeback is so it's so sad. Oh. Yeah, it's true. They don't explain Percy being there in the movies. I guess they can't. Yeah, the slow pace of the books is definitely deliberate. Yeah, and Percy has a good character arc, agreed. But it was just devastating. Every single he is, but it's a small scene. I think he's just with the family at the death. Oh, the death. him. Hate this woman. Yeah, I think there's a few things that are like exactly like it's there for book readers. They could have just cut him from this movie altogether. Again, I'm going to praise my guy Gambon in this performance. He does good. He does very good here. Like his coldness toward Harry. One of my favorite memes for this movie. And then they fast forward to the end when he goes, "He's back." That's the whole series. That's the whole movie right there. That's a scary line. Oh, the tones in this book, the maturity that's in this book is just so there. It's just so good. I remember this conversation that they had and how scary some of the things that the wizarding government was saying, like during this whole trial. It was terrifying. How Fudge was completely insane in what he was saying. Yeah, agreed. Imelda Staunton. Yeah, Umbridge is so well cast in this. Well done, Bones. That's Susan. Oh, that's Amelia Bones right there, right? Amelia. Like, that's good. Gambon, you're doing good, but that Gambon in this movie is the Gambon that you get in all the other movies as well. He's just cold. Doesn't really care for Harry that much. Okay, what do you guys think of this change that's in this scene? Yeah, Padfoot comes to the station, yada, yada, yada. But he changes, and then he's the one that gives Harry the picture. And Harry likes it rather than Moody giving him to him, and he hates it. What do you guys think of that? You don't like it, Katie? He's horrified, yeah. The coat is so weird. Yeah, I agree. The coat part is so weird. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand that. Just give him like normal clothes. Come on. Just grabbed a random bathrobe. Yeah, they're having Harry and Sirius have a bonding moment before the death. Yeah. Actually really love this movie. I kind of wish the final battle was like, honestly, the final battle in this movie is really well done. I'm excited to get there. That I was entranced when I saw that. I'm like, these are two great wizards. But the only I disagree slightly with the I am glad that the end duel with Voldemort. Wait, with kind of wish the final battle. I actually don't wish the final battle was like that because the final battle in the books is like nothing. Because Harry's already won. I feel like that's the whole point of the books too. Like Voldemort thinks he's going to have this grand battle. And the battle is nothing because Voldemort can't touch or do anything. So that's why in the books, the penultimate chapter is the forest again, in my opinion. And in the movies, the penultimate scene is the duel, which I just don't think they get right. But you have to do that for the movie. You have to have the penultimate scene be like the action scene, right? I don't think so. I wish they didn't do that. But I understand why they did for the movie's sake. In the movies, there's continuity issue with anime guy clothing. Yeah. Yeah, Book to the Battle, really good here. Yeah, he doesn't turn into skin confetti. He essentially gets Thanos snapped at the end in the movies. This is a cool scene too. The look of Thestrals in this movie is so good. It's so good. One of their crowning achievements was the look of Thestrals. Does the book say something like the body hit the ground with a thud? I don't remember that actually. I feel like it's gonna be I feel like it's possible to make the movies without unnecessary cool action scenes. Yeah, I agreed. I would love if they didn't make a ton of crazy action scenes. Like a series, I feel like you can just get away with like meandering episodes. This is a great scene. The look of Thestrals is so good. Luna. She's so good. Oh, perfect cast here. Some of the casting decisions in this movie were just great. She is perfectly cast. Imelda Staunton is perfectly cast. This specific movie just has great casting. We're going to call it skin confetti from now on. That's great. Yeah. And Crystal, I actually think this is one of the better adaptations. I don't think it's a great adaptation still, but I think it's a better adaptation because it doesn't carry on some of the mistakes that the other ones did, but it was bound by some of the mistakes that the other movies made. Like they could only do so much. There must be so much leftover food. I wonder what they do with all leftover food. Snape's little clap there. Feed the elves is true. They gotta eat too. Yeah, Hermione introduces Ginny instead of Ginny. Yeah. Ginny doesn't do anything. This is like where not the demise of Ginny comes in, but this is kind of where the demise of Ginny happens. She's not used. There's a screenwriter had continued with the rest. Yeah, this is a good screenwriter. Agreed. Let's make it headcanon that the house elves get the leftovers. Maldesant is great, but again, very different in the books. In the books, she's looks a lot more toad-like. She's like more evil is on her face. And here she's hidden. She's like sweet, which does really, really effectively in the movies. I think it's so good in the movies that she's more like sweet and kind. In the books, she just likes pink, but you can kind of tell she's like evil by looking at her. Voldemort, I gotta sneeze. Hold on. This one might pass. Hermione doesn't get other characters' lines in this movie too for once, which is great. Love that. Hermione does good in this movie. I think this is a good Hermione movie. Maldesant is just great. Such a great actress. Such a great actress. Voldemort fell backward, arms splayed, the slit pupils of the scarlet eyes rolling upward. Tom Riddle hit the floor with a mundane finality, his body feeble and shrunken, the white hands empty. Dang, it's so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Oh. Yeah, Extreme Muffin Eater. Agreed. I love that the movies don't kind of make her ugly. But it is a difference. I like this fight scene. Oh, guys, this is one of my favorite scenes. Wait, everyone. Okay, there's something that happens that's really cool in this. Okay, the scene, Ron comes in. He goes, does anybody else have a problem with Harry? Look at Pavarti Patil. Look at her. She's right there, leaning down. They nudge each other as sisters. Okay, I will rant on this scene for a long time because I love this so much. I talked about this in the podcast. That's one of my favorite scenes of all time because I can still imagine that the Patil sisters have issues with Harry and have issues with Ron for how poorly their dates went at the Yule Ball. Okay. Good little bit of acting there. Don't mind Daniel Radcliffe there. And Ron is great. Oh, man. Dude, Rupert Grint is so good. But the Patil twins having an issue and nudging each other. If Ron goes, does anybody else have a problem with Harry? The Patil twins, Padma just nudging. Padma shouldn't be there, to be honest. But if she's there, you know, like the movies have her in Gryffindor rather than Ravenclaw, she nudges her sister. And her sister, like, nudges her back and says, shh. I think that's great. I think that's so good. It's such good, like, small little bit of acting there. And I'm sure the Patil sisters did that on their own. Such a good little thing. It's one of my favorites, guys. I love that so much. Yeah. That the Pavarti, I say Pavarti right or wrong too. Someone was trying to correct me on that. Pavarti or something. I gotta work on my accents. I don't hate that they're in the same class. I actually kind of wish they were in opposites, like twins in opposite class and opposite houses. Is kind of cool. I don't think it's that significant in the books though. Parvati. Yeah, the head twitch is a weird thing too, yeah. The head twitch is okay, the head twitch is much better than the tongue jut. I actually don't mind the head twitch that much. Yeah, I don't mind it. Because it's subtle in the movies. The tongue jut is not subtle. The head tilt, to me, I think is a lot more subtle. And they portray it more subtly, too. Like, even, this is a spoiler free. Or not. If you're watching this and we talk about spoilers all the time. We literally just copy pasted texts from the end of the book, so deal with it. But I don't mind Harry being able to like hear the Horcruxes either. Like he can feel them in the books, right? And I kind of like that he can like has the ringing ear thing in the movies. I once wrote in Reddit that Emma Watson was a bad actor and got downvoted to hell. That is a controversial take. I think you're right. I don't think she's a good Hermione. I don't think Daniel Radcliffe is a good Harry. I think sometimes Emma Watson is an okay Hermione. I think Rupert Grint is Ron. I love him as Ron. In some scenes, I don't think he was given enough lines. I think Rupert Grint would have shown so well in the movies if he got some of those lines. Like if he was the information and if he was like the loyalty that Harry needed, which he kind of was. He was a loyalty in the movies too. That is a lot of sugar for so little tea. But Rupert Grint is definitely the best of the trio. I think that's like universally recognized. Emma's better Hermione than Belle. Yeah. Emma's Belle is not it. I said that before, but Emma's Belle is not my Belle. Yeah, they get book lists during December to purchase. Yeah, that's interesting. That's actually an interesting. I forgot if they do or not. If they purchase this one or she hands them out. Well, yeah, she doesn't hand them out because Hermione knows everything in and out of that book, so she was studying it beforehand. Wow, she said she was happy she talked to Emma Watson before meeting her because she didn't think Emma looked like Hermione. That's interesting. That's fascinating. I wonder in Joe's mind what Hermione looked like. I would love for her to sketch some of these characters out. Oh, I would love that. Yeah, he's the strongest, and he wasn't given a lot to work with. Agreed. Yeah, Katie, I'm kind of with you. I don't think Emma Watson's. I think Daniel Radcliffe actually improved after the movies. I think he got a little bit better in some things that he does. I think Emma Watson didn't. Emma, if you're ever watching this, we love you. But she has some good movies. Everyone loved The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and I didn't like that movie that much. JKR says she was too pretty. Interesting. There's a discussion before class started who assigned the Slinkhard book. A lot of stuff would be solved with ballpoint pens. Nigel rather than the Creevy brothers. Poor Creevy brothers. Yeah, her accent was bad in that movie. Agreed. What other movies is she in? The adult actors were great. Emma Thompson is the best in this whole series. Yeah, Little Women. She wasn't great in Little Women either. I didn't love her in that. Perks of being a wallflower. She hasn't been in a ton of movies. Huh. Wow. Great music. Great music. Yeah. That's always gonna be hard to portray in movies. They don't want to make characters ugly for like marketing reasons, which is just kind of dumb. Or what they think is ugly. To me, like, nerdy people. Just give me a bunch of nerdy people. Okay, what do you guys think about the scene? I actually really like the scene. When he goes into the woods and sees Luna there. But this isn't necessarily like the change. I don't think they portrayed the relationship that Luna and Harry had that well in the movies. But I didn't mind this scene so much. This conversation was interesting to me. Where Luna talks about Voldemort wanting Harry to be alone. But Harry didn't struggle enough with, they don't portray his anger or his loneliness well enough in the series, or in this before they get in this conversation, because this is in the movies is Harry's turning point to become less angry and less lonely, and he kind of turns around here. Cool noise that Thestrals make too in the movies. Movie led her to Padfoot kind of sucks. Dad. Her dad is an absolute stud. Yeah, baby Thestrals. So cute. It really is cute. What's Luna's who's the actress that plays her? What's her name? She does such a good job. That is a good scene. It's interesting why they would I also love that they cut the Ron literally chomping at a sausage, just like munching it down. He has a study guide in his hand that's Owl's Cram It. That was always a weird line. Can I join you? Oh, great scene here. Great scene. Great scene. I wish I had more of this in these movies. Because the McGonagall versus Umbridge battle was so good in the books. Ivana Lynch, thank you. Yeah, she did great. Yeah, the choreography is great here. Disloyalty. Oh boy. The movies do a good job of kind of making you hate Fudge and hate Umbridge. Even this scene, like in the newspaper. I hate Fudge and what he's saying here. This is a scene that I always thought, I mentioned this in the podcast because she splits up the kissing people. Emma Thompson is so good. This is a scene. She tightens the ties. I always thought she pinched their butts there. Rather than tucking the back of their shirts. I always thought she pinched their butts. And I thought that is really disturbing. Obviously. Great line. Yeah, the career counseling isn't in the movies, which is a bummer. Yeah, again, they have to do some kind of like what do they call these scenes? Not segues. Like Rocky training sequence, right? What's the word? What's the actual word for it? I'm blanking at it. But they had to do this to some extent. Like combine a bunch of chapters because this is the longest book, so I thought they did a good job with some of this. But again, because it's the movie, you really hate her in this, but you don't have this prolonged experience with her where you just like want her out of the book, but she's not leaving, which was so effective in the books. Like the pacing was so bad in the books, but it was so perfect. Like the pacing in the books is so perfect because you're supposed to hate her and supposed to just live in that hate. Montage, thank you. Duh. Are in grave danger. If she reprised Trelawney's role, I would be thrilled. The only actress I really would love to reprise the role. Oh, she is so good. Yeah, Flitwick's, and she's critiquing him as he's doing a choreographing, or what's that called? Conducting. Gosh, I can't think of. Words are evading me today. This is a good scene. This is a great scene. Except, I take it back. Except Dumbledore leaving and going, "Don't you all have studying to do?" Which is just absurd. Emma Thompson's acting is so good. I remember when I saw this a few times, I was tearing up at the scene. And the books too, you feel so bad for her in this moment. Emma Thompson does something with her role as Trelawney that I don't think is in the books portrayed. She gives the youth the ability to feel more sympathy for Trelawney. In the books, I think she's so ethereal and so out there, you don't care for her sometimes. With what Emma Thompson is doing right now with Trelawney, you can see her as more like human. Because in the books, Trelawney is like, "No, I don't want to stay in the castle." She's like almost too high for this, and Dumbledore has to force her. But this scene where she goes, like, that's beautiful. When she like grabs Dumbledore's hand and like says thank you. The changes that Emma Thompson made to Trelawney were really, really good. She's best actress in the series, in my opinion. Oh, so good. J.K. sketches of Harry Potter and Friends? No way. Did she actually sketch them out? You were only watching a few seconds behind. Sketches from History of Magic. Hey, Crystal. Whenever you posted them in Discord? I haven't seen him. I'll find him after this. I'll look at him after. I don't like. Oh, it's in live watches chat. Perfect. I don't like how they did the Flu Network in this movie. Yeah, this is the shortest movie. Longest book, shortest movie. Actually, no, I think I take that back. I think the 7th movie might be the shortest. Maybe? I kind of forgot. Oh, dang, those sketches are cool. Wow. I'm going to study that later. It's so cool. Huh. Hogsmeade in the winter must be so lovely. There he is. Dumbledore number 2. Ron's lines are just great. Because you know who's back, you tosspot. I like that Luna says this. She kind of kicks the whole thing off. Ginny's line. It's true. I wish I was more like Luna, you know? Just unapologetically yourself. She's just so great. Such a good book character to aspire to be like. Ooh, movie lengths. Ooh, so this is the shortest. Oh no, Deathly Hallows Part 2 is the shortest. Then this one. Then Prisoner of Azkaban. Interesting. The longest is Chamber of Secrets. That's wild. That's crazy. Why don't they just put the Creevy brothers back in this movie. Like, if you're a scriptwriter, just throw them back in the movies. Who cares about what the sins of the other movie? Come on. They should have done something with the enchantment of the note there. I kind of wish they had Hermione's maniacalness. How she's actually insane in the books. Like, this is movie Hermione right there. Book Hermione is literally cursing parchment so that anybody who writes their name on it and sneaks gets sneak written across their forehead in a way that's impossible to get it out. Hermione's twisted. A lot more complex. A lot more complex in the books than the movies. I like how she's just listening from up there. Yeah, students wear hats in the class. Yeah, removing the oh yeah, they do remove the Rita Hermione plotline from this one. Again, another example of Neville just being Dobby. Like, everything that Dobby does, they just take and they let Neville do that. And they don't give Neville the good parts that he deserves, like St. Mungo's, which is devastating. Devastating. Ugh. Across the cheeks and nose. Dang. Hermione is so sick. Yeah, for sure. Like, doing it like temporarily. Hermione's out here like, how do I make this spell permanent? I guess it is a serious thing to do this. One thing that I don't actually mind in the movies is Neville's progression. In the books, it's a heck of a lot better done, obviously. Like everything in the books. Come on. But I like that they focus on Neville in this section and like show his improvement. Like, this is Neville's Rocky moment right here. His like Rocky montage. Yeah, she tried to cover it with makeup. Keyword tried. She wasn't able to cover it up, yeah. The toilet comment. What was the toilet comment again? Oh. So if you're looking for a bathroom, yeah. That was a good little nod to it. I kind of like that. Yeah, even if it is slow to wear off, it's like rough. Yeah, this movie, I wish they made every movie 2 or 3 parts. This one they could have made. This one would have been agony if they made this 3 parts. I love Luna just like looking around there, just like in her own world. I love Neville's little. And Ron's little. That's so great. Yeah, they had to rush past so much. The montage in this, like, sum everything that up, and they do the 2 montages. The one with she's nailing the things against the wall, and this one where they're like training. And this is so many chapters in the book. It just like did really quick. So you don't really get the feel for the Dumbledore's Army. Like the 3rd book, or 3rd, where am I? The 5th book, you're like, you love Dumbledore's Army. That's like what you live for in that book. You get like little respite moments in between like the hell that's happening. So feeling that in a movie would be tough because it would be a long movie, but it'd be great. I would be down. I love the noise that it makes there. Ooh, Harry pulling a little. Oh, he literally moves it like an inch. Come on, you don't need to do that, Harry. Poor Nigel. Yeah, movie montages are good in this one. Yeah, the newspaper headline, agreed. Nandela, great having you with us for a little bit. Glad you were able to watch. Have a good night's sleep. Yeah, the show betraying them thing is an interesting one. We'll talk about that in a bit. That one's a funky one to me. I don't mind the speech by Harry I hear either. There's another thing that's interesting in the books. I don't necessarily think Harry's leadership kicks off in the book so much. I think he's like thrust into this leadership role and just does this because that's like what he has to do. I don't think he's necessarily a great leader. The time when I think he becomes a great leader is in the Ministry. Oh no, I actually take that back. Well, not the beginning of the Ministry. Halfway through the Ministry when he like is trying to save everyone. I think he becomes a good leader there, but really when he becomes a good leader in the books, to me, is when he has to make the decision between Horcruxes and Hallows. Yeah, Neville. I know they could accept Mariana. I don't know why they added Nigel. It's such a weird thing that they did. I know, me too. I cannot wait, guys. I can't wait. I think the Shell Cottage chapters. That's what I was talking about. Interesting. I do think he shows good leadership in the DA. But I don't think he necessarily wants that leadership. I think it's in the Shell Cottage moment that he realizes that he has to be the leader. That everyone else, like he's still banking on Dumbledore in this moment. He's still banking on these other people in his life to like teach him these things. So I guess he's a good leader, but he's still very dependent. In the Deathly Hallows, he's learning about his independence. And in the Shell Cottage chapter, he realizes that he needs to be the one that leads this. Up until that point, to me, it was all theoretical. Like he knew it in the back of his head, but he didn't really know that. When he's making the decisions between Hallows versus Horcruxes, to me, that's like everything that he does in that chapter is like, sheesh. I remember reading that for the first time and being like, Harry's making decisions here. Like he's not confused about what he needs to do anymore. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Yeah, he is a good leader though. I agree. Agree with you, Muffin Eater. This is a good scene. I think they did this well. The little kiss. They could have made it more wet. Like the movies, he just seems to embrace his leadership role and like it more than he does in the books to me. In the books, he's still teaching people, but he doesn't. Maybe he likes it actually. Maybe he likes it a little bit. That's like the one thing he really does love. But I don't know if he likes being a leader. I think he just likes the community of the DA. I like that line, probably full of nargles, and then he makes out. To be honest, I kind of like that. Yeah, he does doubt himself. Yeah, he does, for sure. Nice. Welcome to Harry Potter and the First Time Readers. Glad that you're with us. I'm glad that you're an obsessed Potterhead. Greetings from the US and from everywhere else that we are at. Roraima, is that your name? I don't know. I'm terrible at pronouncing. I can't speak today. Pronouncing things and names. If you want to watch with us live, that's the Discord link. You can jump in the Discord, and we're watching in the live watches chat. Love to have you join us there. That's a great line, just because you have the emotional range of the teaspoon. They did this. They did this justice in the movies. And Ron's just goofy laughter there. It is like the moment where they kind of just they like have a giggle friendship moment. It's a good moment. I like that. Yeah, all time Hermione line, 100%. Ooh, Muffin Eater, that's a great point. I think you're right. I don't think he likes it. I think he likes the act of defiance more than he likes his leadership. That's great. Rory. Nice to meet you, Rory. Glad that you're with us. Yeah, and if you want to watch, you can jump into that Discord link. We're watching there. I like this is a scene that I actually really liked McGonagall too. Like her hair is actually down. Like this is the first time in the movies we've ever seen her hair down. Except at the very, very end of Deathly Hallows, I think she has her hair a little loose too. June, welcome, June. Glad you're here though. Better late than never. Good. Glad you're jumping in, Rory. I'm so glad new people find our podcast and find our whole channel. This is an interesting scene when he like tilts his head and says, "Look at me." I think that's his good acting. I think he did good there. And then here you can see the frustration and pain in his voice. That's good. I think he did good there. And then I don't mind so much Australia time. What time is it in Australia right now? It's got to be morning. There's got to be a 12-hour difference. I don't mind that they have this lesson right away. I think that's an interesting thing because like Harry is very weak in this moment. Oh, 11:50. Dang, that's not bad. Sydney, love that. Never been to Australia, would love to go. Never been to Venezuela either. Wouldn't mind going to Venezuela. That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, June, agreed. Here's the Discord link. I'll keep pasting it. Okay, so there's another thing that I see in fan art sometimes. Yeah, sometimes Discord's a little daunting if you've never used it. But that's the link if you want to do it. And we're watching it in the live watches chat. Something that I've seen with Harry's scar in fan art, that it looks more like an actual lightning bolt, not like the cheesy little cutout. And I saw that on a subreddit post once, and a bunch of people were sharing some of the art that they had seen for Harry's like lightning bolt scar. And one that I saw that I loved was like, I don't know how to describe it. I'll find that and post it in the chat. I think it was on Dribble. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find this. I like Molly in this moment. This isn't the image that I was thinking, but I'm going to paste this link. Save image. I just threw the link in there. I love that as a Harry Potter scar. I saw a different one that I liked even more. But ooh, the Caribbean. Dang. I'm down to go to the Caribbean. Yeah, Sirius is so jolly in this movie. I just don't love it. He has none of his grumpiness. He's like winking. He just seems so happy and jolly. Which I guess he kind of was at this moment. This wasn't when he was the happiest in the entire book, when like Mr. Weasley was at his worst. But this scene is when he's grumpy. Yep. Muffin Eater. I cannot tell you how sad I was that they skipped that scene. Because again, Neville's like my favorite character. So I was so devastated when they cut out everything. It would have even been fun, like, to include that scene just to see Lockhart. Just give us like a little Lockhart thing. Don't they do that at the end of the movies? Isn't there like a end credit scene in this movie that Lockhart's in the, or was that in the second one? I forgot which one. There's an end credit scene where Lockhart is like a, ooh, that does. It looks like Zuko. That's the second movie. One of the interesting things is, in the books, Sirius mentions that his brother died in this scene, correct? I think this is the scene where he mentioned his brother died, and Danny does not remember that, so they still think RAB is still alive. Wait, June, is your favorite scene? Oh yeah, the Neville and his parents. Absolute crime to cut that scene out. Utterly devastating. There's so much in that scene. Just like alone from the Neville stuff, there's so much in that scene that's so important. Oh, it crushes me. And they just substitute it with Neville explaining about his parents, which doesn't do it justice. I'm sorry. Neville wouldn't talk about that out loud. At least not at this point. Like they're almost trying to rush Neville's progression. I know some of the theories that with RAB are so funny lately. Like they've been really getting into some of that stuff. The last podcast is so funny with their theories about RAB, and if he's like, you know, a Horcrux, or if he is like a Nagini or something like that. And sometimes I really feed into that one. Yeah, I think they think RAB is really old. They still think RAB is out there somewhere, like hunting Horcruxes. Yeah, Autumn, that's a great point. This is like the bit that it's the only real sad, setup of Harry and Sirius's relationship in the movies. There's no other setup. Even like the letter writing is just terrible that they do to each other. And that was the one thing that you were, again, clinging onto in the books through everything, that they were still... Harry still had Sirius. He felt like he had no one else, but he felt like he had Sirius. And that was something that I think I really clung on to in that one. And you just don't get it in this one. Like Sirius just seems like a distant friend right now. Like Harry doesn't need him that much. It would be kind of cool if RIB was still alive. I actually think they're going to be really bummed out when they find out that he's dead. This movie has great music. I've seen people find this location in real life because I don't think Hagrid's hut is there, but I think they found it in real life and they like run down that little hill. I want to find that. Really, I just want to go to Shell Cottage though. Yeah, Muffin Eater, that'd be so funny. I'm actually kind of convinced of that too. I think when we actually learn that he's dead, I think they're not gonna believe it. Yeah, 100% he's gonna double down. That would be so funny. Yeah, music, all the music is so good. I listen to Lily's theme maybe once a week. Like everyone talks about what's your Roman Empire? That's one of my Roman empires. Lily's theme. Sometimes I'm like walking through Trader Joe's, which is like a grocery store by me, or like any grocery store, like my farmer's market or something like that. And I'll have my headphones on. And I'll literally just be listening to Lily's theme. And I'll be like weeping in the supermarket. It's such a beautiful piece of music. Lana, that's so true. When they actually realize that that RAB is dead, they're gonna be devastated about it. And also, Fang is a boarhound, and this he's a mastiff, which I love mastiffs. I had a mastiff growing up. He was an English mastiff, one of the greatest dogs ever. Loved him so much. Not better than Wesley, of course, you know, but he was a great dog. But in the movies or in the books, he's a boarhound, not a mastiff. Yeah, the music in movie 1 is so good, so nostalgic. The Black family is so intriguing as well. I would be so into that. Autumn, I am dying for them to spend some time doing like spin-off series. I want them to do spin-offs like they do for Star Wars. This is cool when they destroyed How She's Walking is so good. I think her and Emma Thompson are the two best actors. I think Imelda Staunton does great, and she's not talked about enough. But she is so freaking good as Bella. But I want them to do so many spin-offs. Oh, I want them to do so many spin-offs. Spin-offs about the Black family would be so fascinating. Like the series just called it House of Black. Because their family is so intriguing to me, especially in Deathly Hallows. You learn how interconnected their family is with the Tonks. Like, I want to know the background of their whole family. Like, how things went. Like, the relationship of Bella and Narcissa when they were younger. What their relationship was with Tonks. I want to know all that so bad. I'm hoping they do spinoffs. Yeah, we're 100% going to do Creature's Tale as a live read. That's one that I think I really want to do. So I think we're going to definitely do a Creature's Tale for a live read. Like this scene, I just don't like it because this is the scene that they substituted for Neville truly like being in the hospital wing. And it just falls flat for me. Because Neville's not at this point in the books. He's not at the point where he actually wants to talk about it yet. Although he does a decent job of acting here. Like, okay, so that scene actually would have been effective if they showed Neville's background. Because Neville doesn't say that stuff in the books, and like in the books, Harry learns that through. How does he learn? Does he learn it through? Wait, how does he learn about Neville? Why am I blanking on that? He learns about Neville in the third book, or no, in the fourth. Hold on. Why am I blanking? I'll come back to that. Ooh, there's a fan film about the three Black sisters. That would be so good. Dude, I would be so into that. Oh my gosh. I would be so into that. Dang. I can't wait to do some of this fan stuff after we actually do the series. Yeah, there's like a rough live read schedule planned out. Yeah. Music here put it together, and it's been perfect. But there's some chapters that I do want to implement into live reads. And I think what we're going to do for some of it is we're going to do like the last 10 chapters. Honestly, we're going to do live reads probably. And we're going to do one chapter at a time, which is going to be brutal. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a lot. We'll do a discussion on a chapter. And then literally after the discussion on the chapter, I'll end the stream and then we'll start another stream and do like a live read of that. So it'll be like one sitting where it's a discussion of the previous chapter. This is wild. That she uses Bombarda Maxima and just blows up the room of requirement. Everyone rants and raves about the scene. This is insane. Okay, Dumbledore tells Neville in book 4. That's right. After he sees the memory in the pensive. Oh, devastating. So like it'd be more like digestible. So like if like say we're on like chapter 30, we read chapter 30, discuss it like whatever the next week or the next day. And then we do the live read on chapter 31. And then next week we do the discussion on 31. And we do the live read on chapter 32 at the same night. I feel like that'd be the best. Because I feel like as soon as they finish a discussion, they're going to want to jump into the next thing. I love Kingsley's line in this. Kingsley delivers this line great. You've got to admit. Dumbledore Scott style. Not yet, though. Percy being in this movie is so weird if you haven't read the books. You're like, why is Percy doing this? Why is he a jerk? Yeah, they get all these amazing actors like Gary Oldman. 100%. They got so many great actors for this series, and for some of them they just didn't do a good job with them. Like Gary Oldman is great. They could have done so much with him, but they just didn't give him lines. They just didn't give him the attitude of it. Even Gambon, I'm like, okay, he's a good actor. What else is Gambon in? I've seen him in one or two other things. Michael Gambon, not Alexander Gambon. The King's Speech, dude. Gambon in the King's Speech was so good. So freaking great in the King's Speech. Even the warmth. Michael Gambon, come on. If you just acted like you did in the King's Speech, but translated that to Dumbledore, that would have been it. That would have been it, dude. That would have been freaking it. Oh, rest in peace. That's a nice change, actually. I like in the book, in the movies. When he goes, boys and girls are not permitted to be within 8 inches of each other. That's such a funny little line. I know, he wanted to do his own thing. Stupid. Bad decision that he made on that part. Yeah, Percy could have been cut from all the movies. Interesting. I think his redemption arc is one of the more compelling ones to me because it doesn't happen till the very end. Like some of the great redemption arcs, Creatures is such a good one. Creatures is a really underrated one, I think. I loved his. I loved his in the movies or in the books, sorry. And I was so devastated that he's making this kidney pie and they don't get to go eat it when they come back because they let Yaxley in through the Filius charm. That was devastating. Yeah, this is also a weird movie decision that they made. I kind of get it. It chose more of a main character than Marietta. Marietta was the sneak. What a dumb line. They were just trying to make Harry sound so profound there. And he can't act very well there, so he just falls flat. And he sounds stupid. Yeah, this movie is so depressing. But the book's even more depressing. This is one of the only scenes in the book that I wouldn't have minded if it was cut. The Grop scene. Sometimes I skip it on my rereads. I really don't like it that much. But it does show Hagrid's character a little bit. Like, I mean, you see his character through other things, but this is like his character to the extreme. You're the sand crystal? I just don't like this. I don't like the book's scene for Grop. It's just strange to me. Yeah, it's true. You have to set up Grop. Yeah, yeah. Now that I think of it, that's why they did it. That makes sense. But maybe it was just too rushed, or it was just like, so you threw that in there to establish it a little bit. Maybe it's their only bit of like really rushed writing that I didn't like. I do like Ron grabbing a stick and trying to save her. That is a funny scene. And then he just kicks Ron. Yeah, otherwise Hagrid's not doing anything the entire book. That's kind of true. And the little like bike handle thing in this scene is weird. And whoever the costume director was in this movie loved Harry and Hermione, or Ron and Hermione, in stripes. In like every scene, they're wearing like stripes in their normal Muggle clothes. Ron. Yeah, June, I'm kind of with you on that. The animation on this is weird. It looks kind of cool, but he's like baby. He's like a big baby. The Game of Thrones animation would have been better. That's why I'm sure the HBO will probably do something with that. Yeah, the CGI is uncanny here. Agreed. It just feels so out of place. Like Hagrid does it. It looks so green screened. Yeah, Harry's nice Muggle clothes. Yeah. Movie one troll. It was like years and years ago, and the CGI is still great. Dang, so sad. Honestly, hot take here. Snape is an effective teacher to the right kind of student. Like I feel like there are some teachers that can teach, like Dumbledore can probably teach anybody, to be honest. And he can make anyone shine. Same thing as Lupin. I think Lupin can really make anybody shine. But to the right person, Snape's pushing Harry to understand this and like doing practical lessons by just invading his mind and making, like, forcing him to learn this. So the right person, I think, would be unbelievably effective. I just don't think Harry's the right person. Or maybe Harry is the right person, but their relationship just strains Harry's ability to be taught here. Yeah, he just puts instructions on the board and just runs around. I may vomit. Yeah, Snape's worst memory, the worst adaptation here, because they didn't understand what was the real worst part of his memory, and so they just cut out the actual worst part of the memory. Like, this is devastating. This is devastating. Let's talk about this. And this is something that I talk about. I like tried to remind Danny and Jen that they cut this scene out, so they actually try to figure out what his worst scene is. But his worst scene in the books is not that he gets turned upside down. It's that he calls and he realizes he loses Lily at this moment. That's not his worst moment. You need the after scene where Lily says stop and Snape calls her a mudblood. Excuse my language. Excuse my language. Sorry. Snape's a good research professor, you know what I mean? Like, maybe he's not a good teacher. Maybe I agree with you a little there, Katie. Maybe he's not a great teacher, but like, he's a great research professor. And like, if he has like a TA under him that wants to like learn potion making, there's no better person to learn potion making than from this guy. You just literally watch and learn what he's doing. You just watch him and observe him. Yeah, I cannot believe they didn't have Lily there. Devastating. I love this scene though. Fred and George being kind and compassionate to this kid. I love this suggestion. And this was the impetus for why they wanted to like cause ruckus at Hogwarts. I thought this is so well done. How they like band behind Harry here. Oh, she's so good. She's so evil. This is so good. This is so good. This is so freaking good. I love that they did this. It shows Fred and George's compassion because they have that in the books too. And it shows they're really doing this against Umbridge. I'm going to, Abby watched the first movie and she liked it, but she like forgot a lot about it. So I'm the same. I told her I want you to stay pure and have all the characters in your head and like not have to think through the movies. So I might try to see if I can restrict some of her movie watching until the very, very end, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'll be able to. She's reading Chamber of Secrets now. I'm very excited. We're probably going to do the first 3 chapters sometime the beginning of this week, maybe like Wednesday actually. Yeah, the fact that they didn't show what Snape did in school, agreed. Yeah, agreed. They wanted to make Snape look nicer, but at the cost of the Marauders and the Late. Like, they wanted to make Snape look like the victim here rather than what he is. He's such a more complex character than just a victim, you know? Like, his worst memory is that he victimized other people, he was a victim, and he was nasty to people that he loved. So he's a little weird, as everyone agrees, probably. Yeah, she is evil, but she's she looks so good in pink. I like that he slaps it off, and then it shows like the outline. It pinches him in the butt. And it shows the outline of his face there when it goes. And then Filch comes in with a mop. This is so great. Like they didn't cause enough destruction because in the books they cause way more destruction than this. But I like the scene. This is a great scene. This is such a great scene. Yeah, Snape is made to seem like the hero without any of the gray. Because the movies he's gray. At the end, he's like redeemed at the end, but still at a weird cost. You're like, he still feels icky. In the movies, he's more of a hero. Please give me a series on Snape's background. Give me a spin-off on Snape being raised. Give me where his trauma started. That's a great scene. Flitwick going, yes. Me and my mom love that scene. And agreed. I love that Abby's take is so different from Jen and Danny's. She's been really fun to do this with, so I'm pumped to keep reading it with her. Oh, I just saw the Super Carlin Brothers release that, right? In defense of James Potter. Yeah, I wish I had the swamp too. Yeah, again, in the books, this is the first time, or this is the time with Jen and Danny that I'm reading the books and really realizing how incredible Fred and George are. I had never really thought about that in all my prior readings, and Jen and Danny really keyed down on that. I'm like, dang. That's why it's so fun reading this with other people, because they pick up on so many other things. This also kind of devastates me as well. Hermione doesn't press enough to get the point across that Harry has a saving people complex. Like, that's the only thing that she says. She says, like, hold on. And then Hermione's like, in. She's like, okay. Hermione has such more hesitancy in the books. That's one thing I wish they just had more of. Yeah. Where Filch has to punt the students across, which doesn't make sense in English. Or in American English, sorry. Look at all the Weasley Wizard Wheezes boxes she had in her office. Yeah, Snape in the movies is more of a hero. Snape in the books is more of a villain with some morals intact. That's a great take. I'll have to watch that Super Carlin Brothers video. That seemed intriguing to me. I saw that on my homepage the other day. Is anybody listening to the Super Carlin Brothers, their breakdown of all the chapters? I listened to the first 2 podcasts, and I haven't listened to the rest, but the first 2 were interesting. The first 2 were good. That's such a good point. No reveal of Umbridge sending the Dementors, too. Which, that's the point in the books. You're like, I knew it. I hate this woman even more now. No idea. He is great, Alan Rickman. He is so great. What an evil hag. Also, Peep, Her wand. How it looks like a butt plug. Sorry. Sorry, I probably shouldn't say that out loud, but it is wild. Yeah. Yeah, I love how evil she is and how I hate her. Yeah. Did great. She did great as Umbridge. It's a little different from Book Umbridge, but she did really great as Umbridge. Like, this is an adaptation I like. When you take some liberties and some like differences in a character, you give them a little bit more like complexity, or not necessarily more complexity, but you give them different complexities. But you keep the core of the character the same. Like, Imelda Staunton did great. Changed a few little things here and there, but she did so good. Emma Thompson, same thing. Takes the core of the character. This is a cool scene. I like even the music here, like the little congos. And how scared she is. Imelda Staunton does great showing her fear. And how she puts the students in front of her. Wow. Out of her butt plug wand come ropes. It would have been fun to have Firenze in the movies. I will have order. Great night, great line. This is great. Little callback here. I must not tell lies. Love that they did this. Yeah, music here. Agreed. Sorry, Professor. I must not tell lies. Great line. Great addition there. That's like a movie line. That's like a great movie adaptation where you're like, yes, she got hers. Reuse the line. Love that. In the books they do it, but in the books they do it in Deathly Hallows. We just came to the part where Harry points to his scar saying, I must not tell lies. Where are they taking her? That's a great question, June. Great question. I think books, or not books, extra canonical. I think I don't know. I forgot actually. Someone sent me something that Joe like theorized about what they did to her. I think someone asked her the question. The part where she turns Fudge's photo over in the office. Why is that funny to you? I mean, it is kind of funny, to be honest, but they told her the future and tormented her. That's great. That is so great. I love that. That's becoming my headcanon. That's such a great idea. I love that Luna's just like vibing on the Thestral right there. Thestral is one of my favorite parts in the whole book. The ideas of Thestrals are so fascinating to me. Like, those who have seen death can see these creatures. They've just experienced something different. This is a great concept. I think it's so fantastic. I know we all would have loved to see when they're going into the Ministry, when they're at the visitor center. And then they get their badges printed out. Rescue mission. He doesn't say it, but he points at his scar. when the minister comes, it's not necessarily like a call. It is a callback, but it's not necessarily like he's reusing the line. But he's pointing out the fact that Umbridge still works at the Ministry because he's pointing at his scar, his "I must not tell lies" scar. I've seen people that get "I must not tell lies" scars or tattoos. That's devotion right there. That's the hardcore tattoo. I wanted so much more time in the Ministry right here. Like, I know that they had to skip certain parts, but like, give me all these rooms. Because who was saying it before? I think Katie, you were saying it. How they missed the end chapter of the Lost Prophecy. That whole chapter is erased because they don't have a lot of the other stuff in this chapter. They don't have, like, you know, the Hall of Love, the Room of Love, the Brain Room, the Time Room. They don't have any of that kind of stuff. Ooh, a brand or a carving. That'd be kind of cool. Be a little intense, though, to be honest. Oh, and I would be so into a Unspeakable spinoff. Give me like a day in the life of a Unspeakable. Such a fascinating job. I kind of like the prophecy thing. I kind of dig this. But again, you don't know this is Alfric. Albus, Percival, Wilfric, Brian, Dumbledore, to Sybil. What's Sybil? What's her middle name again? Sybil Trelawney. I know, exactly. That's the one thing. I love Star Wars right now so much, and some of the spin-offs they're doing are terrible. But they're at least giving spin-offs to the fans. And they're letting fans like discuss this. I just want Cassandra. Is that her middle name? Sybil Cassandra Trelawney. I just want more spin-offs. They have so many places they can go in Harry Potter. I'm hoping like Hogwarts Legacy can like launch them into doing more stuff. Sometimes video games seem to launch them into some of that kind of work. Cassandra was her great grandmother. Yeah. Sirius is like not in these movies at all. And he's in the books. He's like weirdly absent, but like his presence, I feel like, is always felt. And then he has no change. He's always happy and always jolly in this movie. Like when he's like cursing people, you don't get like that. He's literally loving life right here, fighting Death Eaters. You get it in the movies, but you don't get the change where he's like depressed and then all of a sudden he's doing this and he's excited because it's like danger and he loves danger. Jason Isaacs looks great. I kind of like this line too. He goes, "I've waited 13 years." And Jason Isaacs, "I know." It's a great line. Sybil Patricia Trelawney. SPT. That's right. I like that. But I don't like that all the Death Eaters just fly away. And then this is a problem. I remember Binge Mode always had this problem. The Death Eater literally just hits her. That's ridiculous. Binge Mode had this problem that Sirius has the line, the world isn't split into good people and Death Eaters. And they have that in the movies. But then literally the Death Eaters their apparition is black smoke and the Order of the Phoenix, their apparition is white smoke. You're like, this movie is literally making people good people, there are bad people in Death Eaters or good people in Death Eaters. There go all those prophecies. Yeah, I love binge mode so much. I would do anything. Yeah, the Death Eater masks are really cool. 100% agreed on that. And Jim K illustrates the Death Eater mask so cool. Yeah, who to root for, yeah. I would love more Jason Concepcion and Mallory Rubin content. They were my two favorite podcasters ever. All their content. I wasn't really that into Marvel, but I was, or even Game of Thrones. I want to like, I'm holding on to it because I haven't like really gotten into Game of Thrones that much. But I'm holding on to that because I just love their rapport together. They're so funny to me. I should see if I can get them onto our podcast. How fun would that be? I know they put so much research into that. It's so cool. How fun would it be if I did an interview with both of them? I don't know if I can. Maybe if we all start reaching out to Mallory Rubin, we can get her onto a podcast. Yeah, Jason, I live for that stuff. Jason doing all the voices. He's a great voice actor. I thought the Archway was kind of cool, to be honest. I liked how they portrayed the Archway. Crystal, binge mode. It's called binge mode. They do a few different series. They do Game of Thrones, they do Star Wars, they do the whole Marvel series. And the two people that are the hosts of the podcast are like my two favorite podcast hosts ever. Their rapport is so good. But I was so bummed because Jason Concepcion doesn't work for The Ringer anymore. He works for a different project. So they don't do it together anymore. Which literally, if they both just like quit their jobs and did that, they'd be able to get money. They're so freaking good. Mallory Rubin is so good. She's such a good host. Yeah, he's calling into the radio station. He's like talking about the Goblet of Fire or like the tournament. It's like, yeah, I don't think we can have this kid participate in the tournament. I think that's a little off. His voices are so good. I'm on my third listen of the entire Binge Mode podcast. Yeah, their Marvel content is good. Jason Concepcion knows Marvel so well. He's like, I think he was a super nerdy comic book person about it. So Mallory Rubin is the bigger Harry Potter nerd. Oh, I just got a cramp in my leg. Get away from my gut, son. And the punch is a good line. Or the punch is a good movement. Yeah, it's so good. It's my favorite podcast. But Mallory Rubin is the bigger Harry Potter nerd, and Jason Concepcion's the bigger Marvel nerd. So Jason Concepcion's knowledge of Marvel makes me want to read all the comic books for Marvel. Yeah, Binge Mode is so good. I think Binge Mode is the best Harry Potter podcast. Besides ours, of course, you know. Okay, that serious moment where he punches Jason Isaacs, I think is great. But this is devastating. This is devastating. When he goes, "Nice one, James." And that's his last line. Devastating. Yeah, they really tear apart the movies. That can't be his last line. That can't be his last line. And she can't Avada Kedavra him there. This isn't respecting the magic. He's still alive right there. She casts Avada Kedavra and he's not instantly dead. He should have said, thanks, Ron. Agreed. Music here. Harry Potter and the First Time Readers. Little known podcast. Definitely the best podcast. Yeah, the audio muted here is good. And then Bellatrix, like going away, looking, oh, poor Harry, and then smiling. Such good acting. And then we get the audio come back with I killed Sirius Black. And she's like chanting it. Interesting that she's actually scared here. And then I would have loved the line where Harry talks about how Voldemort. Oh, wait. When does this happen? When does Harry talk about Voldemort being a half-blood and Bellatrix freaks out about it? That's the end of Half-Blood Prince, right? I think that's Half-Blood Prince. Katie, we changed our YouTube name because we are going to do more books. Yeah. We're going to do more first time stuff. I'm going to start doing some Star Wars content. We're thinking about doing some like old English writers like Jane Austen and Lord of the Rings, obviously. Hunger Games. People are saying we should do some Hunger Games. Even his Dark Materials, stuff that you guys were talking about before. This is a great duel. This is awesome. This is really cool. And the books, it was better. But in the movies, they did a killer job. Yeah. Lupin just lets Harry run off. Yeah. And he's like, well, good luck, Harry. That is a little crazy. The statues being reanimated would have been great. This little thing right here, what he does. When Dumbledore, he has him in the water thing, and he moves Harry away, and the water thing, he loses focus, so the magic kind of like leaves. I think it's a great like addition. Like, to me, that's like building to the end in Half-Blood Prince where he dies, and Draco disarms him, but they don't do that, which is ridiculous, because he doesn't immobilize Harry, which is a sin, the greatest sin. Great scene. Oh, such good acting there too. Can't forget about good old Rafe. What do you guys think about this scene? This scene is interesting to me. I'm like hot and cold about it. Sometimes I watch it and I hate it. Sometimes I watch it and I actually like it. One thing I know I never like when I watch it is Harry's acting. His position here always is so awkward to me. Like that. It's so weird. Harry has green eyes. Guys, Harry has green eyes in this scene. Wow, that's interesting. I never noticed that. This is a very emotional scene. Dumbledore, great. He does great here. Michael Gambon does great in this scene. The look of compassion he gives, of concern. Still an interesting scene. I don't know how I feel about that one. I like this though. When time like freezes. This is cool magic. This is really cool magic. What Voldemort is doing here. You like really get a glimpse of how strong this guy is. He's back. Why doesn't Voldy kill him there? It's a great question. It is weird. Doesn't really make sense, but I don't like that he doesn't say kill the boy if death means nothing. Interesting. The only thing I don't like is his friends are just standing there. Yeah. Yeah, I think they did do a good job of it. Why? I remember we talked about this a few different times. In the books, why does Voldemort dispossess him again? Because I remember in the movies and the books, it's slightly different from each other. They should have added the mirror scene. Oh, that would have been devastating. Movie Sirius death just falls flat. And again, the Lost Prophecy, they need the Lost Prophecy because Harry thinks of Sirius, that's right. And because he feels those feelings of love and because he feels those feelings of hurt and how hurt he is, he doesn't want anything to do with Harry. Oh, man. That's crushing. And Katie, it's even more than that, right? It's the pain that Harry's feeling because that pain is love. It's like, what is love, or what is grief if not love, enduring or persevering, right? That famous Marvel line. Yeah, this is supposed to be a Lost Prophecy scene. It was one of the coolest scenes in the books. Such a good amount of information that happens in that chapter too. Like all the good information happens in that chapter. Guys, remind me of one thing. I'm trying to figure this out. When do they have the conversation that Dumbledore talks about how the Horcruxes tether Voldemort's soul to the earth? This is such crap. I can't believe that. I cannot believe they did just that, and that was it. Like, look at the runtime and be like, hey, we still have we could do a 10-minute Dumbledore download scene in this and just do it. Just give me that. Yeah, Harry is not devastated at all in this scene. He looks like he's fine that Sirius has died. And they could have done like a killer scene, like in one of those, like, what do they call those? Those destruction rooms where you go and like break glasses and stuff like that. They could have done that. Like, go back to Dumbledore's office and just have Harry throw stuff everywhere. Yeah, if they built up the story better, it would have been so much sadder, but they just didn't. You just don't like care that much for Sirius. That's how Harry can finally block out Voldemort when he's digging Dobby's grave. Huh. Interesting. I'm so excited to keep rereading through Deathly Hallows. I feel like I forgot so much. Or not forgot so much, but like just there's small little details that I like being refreshed over, you know? $394. Turn in your books to page 394. Yeah, Jen and Danny don't really care about Sirius either. Oh, hold on. My video is paused. It's at the end anyway. Bummer. Come on. What the heck? Sorry, people. Come on. Load. We're literally at the end of the movie and it decides to do this. Come on. I'm going to go back 10 seconds and see if it just loads it. Did Ginny... Hold on, refresh my memory. Did Ginny and Seamus ever date? Then why were they so chatty in that one scene? Hold on, guys. I'm going to rewind this because it's ending the movie anyway. Look at this. Look at Jean and Ginny and Seamus here. Dean is walking to the side just on his own, just hanging out, like living life. They look like they're dating. They look like they're just chatting up, really getting cozy with each other over there. That's an interesting scene. It might have been in real life, to be honest. Men and women can be friends. For sure. They look like they were getting a little cozy. They look like they were a little too friendly, if you know what I mean. It's not a bad ending. I mean, the book is so much better. Book ending is so much better. Book ending, it was just like... Yeah, at this point in the story, she is dating Dean. Why? The better question. Why is Ginny dressed like a 40-year-old woman? Because she's a Weasley. That's actually not a bad decision. She's a Weasley. Not that she dresses like terrible. But she's got hand-me-downs. No, she actually doesn't have hand-me-downs. Maybe her hand-me-downs are literally from her great aunt Tessie. More chemistry than she had with Harry. That's why I think they're dating, because the chemistry that Harry and Ginny share on screen is non-existent. Open up, you. Shoelace. Yeah, she got her mom's clothes. Seriously. It's probably honestly looked like what Mrs. Weasley would wear. Zip me up. Zip me up. Some absolutely devastating lines. In the book, she's so spicy. Inviting Harry into the room. Here's your birthday present, Harry. Ginny just wants to be zipped up and fed. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. This is a good. It's a. I mean, it's not a great adaptation, but it's a adequate adaptation. Like they miss certain beats, but I feel like they got the whole of the film done pretty well. But they truly did miss some things that they really needed to put in there. But it's I think it's one of the stronger adaptations that they have in this whole series. All right, I'm gonna stop streaming on Discord. Guys, I love watching these movies with you guys. I want to like just keep rewatching the Harry Potter movies because they're really fun. But again, one of the reasons why I renamed this channel First Timers is because I'm gonna start doing other stuff. So as soon as I finish Harry Potter, I'm gonna do. Oh, I should have had some fire whiskey. Just water. I'm gonna probably start doing some Star Wars content, like Clone Wars. I know everyone's not gonna be that into it, but I've been meaning to watch that for a while, and I feel like it'd be fun to just like knock out some episodes of Clone Wars. Although I hear the first 2 seasons are a little dull, so we'll see. I might do some other stuff. Some of you missed it in the very beginning of the stream when I was playing Legacy for a little bit. I mentioned that I'm already actually close to starting season 3 of this podcast, so I might be too busy doing editing episodes of the podcast. 3 of my best friends. One of them has seen the movies but has never read the books, and the other 2 have read the books. They're like big readers, and I'm gonna do it with them. But we might do an abbreviated version. We might just do a book per podcast. And I said, guys, just come over on Saturday, and we'll literally talk Harry Potter book all day. I'll like give you guys food, whatever you want. So they might be like hour-long podcast episodes. Of us just chatting and talking, which would be really fun. But I'm very, very roughly planning that. I literally sent out texts like 2 days ago and talked to one of my friends, and he was like, yeah, I'm into it. And then it would be his brother and then his wife as well. So I'm like very roughly planning that one, which I think would be really fun. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about it. It would be different from any of the other ones. From the current seasons that we have. We go through them a little bit quicker. Like it'd be more like a very quick binge for us, because I feel bad for Danny and Jen because I'm like slowing them down so much, whereas they would have finished a series months ago. But I'm like, guys, they're taking one for the team. They're taking one for all of us so that we can all experience this for the first time. So we all need to thank them for their sacrifice in the end of this. But this one would be more of like they speed read through it, and we meet like once a week and discuss like the full book of what they've read so far. I don't know how they can read this slowly either. Danny is just so into it. Jen would have finished it already. But their relationship helped because Danny's like purposefully slowing Jen down. Even right now, their relationship is so cute, guys, because Danny's like kind of gatekeeping Jen from the series. Danny doesn't know anything of what the end of the book is, but Jen would like sneak the end of the chapters. And I was thinking about this the other day. If Jen sneaks the end of the chapter, she's gonna know a reveal, because one of the chapter endings is The Prince's Tale. And I'm sure if you see that chapter title, you're like, okay, what's this gonna be about? So Danny is literally at work stopping Jen. He took the front covers off of the book so she can decipher that. He said they were reading the other day and Jen was like reading with him, and Danny like completely slapped her hand away because she was like thumbing through it, looking at the next chapter title or the chapter image. They're so cute. They're like adorable. Danny is like really gatekeeping this. So Danny's very into this. He's okay with reading it slower. Danny honestly would be down with doing a chapter a week and just having a full discussion on the entire chapter. And Jen just wants answers, which is so funny. I feel so bad for her that I'm keeping her this like slow of pace. I know they're so close. Like we have to like get them to keep going. That's actually not a bad idea. Just print PDFs of the chapters. That's actually not a bad idea. It's fun how much I'm learning from. I gotta stop the timer. It is fun how much I'm learning from doing this podcast. Like when I do them in the future, even with Abby, I sent her the first 2 books, but I might honestly like do that. I might actually end up printing some of these and sending them to her. I'm like trying to. Abby doesn't care that much about social media, so she's not on it. So she's not like looking up Harry Potter memes and stuff like that. But guys, the other day, okay, I need to show you this. I was devastated, and Jen said that when she sent this to me, she didn't watch the entirety of it. But this is what she sent me. I gotta find this. Okay, guys. This is a meme. It's like hilarious. You see their faces? This is the scene. So someone did a meme of this, and Jen sent me this, dying laughing at it. She said she only watched like the first 2 seconds of it, but she was like cracking up laughing. And then I was so thankful that it ends here. Like it ends without him saying the killing curse. Like Jen sent that to me and I was sweating. I was like, this is the end. Jen's going to say she knows like what happens in it. And obviously she doesn't. Even if she saw that, there's still so much more that she could explore and understand. But I was so devastated. And then later Jen was like, I promise you. She's like, I didn't see any of it. I just saw it looked like a funny little face thing, and I just sent it to you just to post. I was like, okay, good. I would have been so sad. I know. I think Danny's probably gonna get to that point. He's gonna like remove everything. And she doesn't get a ton. She said even lately she's been like taking the suggested ones from Harry Potter and like asking if she couldn't get more Harry Potter. So anytime she gets them, she's like removing those. So she's doing her due diligence. I know we're so close. We're close. It might be another full year before we actually get there. I told Danny this. I was like, I was telling the whole group, I was like, what would you guys want to spend another, like we go through a chapter a week? And Danny was like, yes. And even Jen was actually kind of into it, but I don't think I could do that to them. That's like too much. And it would have been so much fun. We'll definitely find a person one day down the line that wants to read it that slow and that like really wants to sacrifice for the team. But Jen's yearning for answers. I need to let her fly and get answers from this. You know what I mean? Like she needs to be able to like finish the series because I've held them back from reading this. They were supposed to have finished this a year ago. And I'm so glad that they decided to do this podcast with me because it's so much fun. But I can't keep them from finishing the series forever. Nice. June, I'm glad that you figured out Discord enough to at least watch with us. I know, seriously, I can't read it this slow. Yeah, I'm with you, Crystal. Their commitment's real. Danny is, I could not have found a better 3 people to do this with than Danny, Kristen, and Jen. And I'm gonna I'll sing Danny's praises for a bit. He is really committed to this. He is, just like very, very. Into this. We were a month ago now. We were both at a golf outing for our old high school, and we were just chatting the entire time about like where we could take the podcast, what else can we do. So when he finishes his first read, I think he's going to take some stuff on his own and start like pumping out videos and start pumping out extra content on this. And we're going to like really try to hammer some stuff home. That's why one thing that I want to do, little insider scoops. You guys, this is like the end credits for like the watches. So you guys get some of like the little extra things. I forgot to turn the timer off again. Start, stop, reset, close, timer off. You guys get some of the inside scoops for everything. This is like a rough plan of what I'm trying to do. Danny has the wildest takes on everything. I know. A reread with him would be fantastic. And we're planning their reread right now. We're planning their reread, and I think I mentioned this a while ago on one of the movie watches. We're planning their reread with Jen, Danny, and Jen's sister and her brother-in-law, who are 2 Harry Potter nerds who have seen the movies but have not read any of the books. So it would be their first time read through the books, and Jen and Danny would be explaining everything to them. And it's great because we wouldn't have to worry about spoilers because they are obsessed with the movies. They love the movies, and they're hilarious. It might be some shorter podcast episodes, but yeah, I know. The 13 people in that scene was nuts. I had never seen that before. I was even like looking that up, and people don't notice that one all that often. They notice some of the other ones that Danny mentioned, like the one at Grimmauld Place. They noticed that one, but that scene was wild to me. That was crazy. Danny is coming up with stuff that I've never seen before in these books, which is just so much fun. And their theories, oh, it's so great. So the rough plan with some of this is to do like a full podcast network, and for us to, like, reading Harry Potter is almost going to be like the gateway into doing other podcasts, because so I run a few other podcasts, but they're tiny and they're on unbelievably niche content. So what we're planning to do is I'm planning to put people through some of the stripes of Harry Potter in the first time reader. So this is what I want to do with the 2 other people, or the 3 other people that come on. I want them to read through Harry Potter and like read it at like a normal reading pace. Like, read it as quick as you can. Every time you finish, we'll just sit and talk about that for like a full day. But then I'm not stopping your reading or hindering your reading or restricting your reading. But then, like, there's a little bit of an audience that develops for these people who are reading this. And some people just like the personalities of it. Like, some people really want me, Jen, Danny, and Kristen to keep going, doing our own content, because they just like the personality drivenness of that. They love the Harry Potter content, obviously, but they also want like the rapport that we have, or like the conversation that we have, to carry into other stuff. So I want to do that with other people, where people like are attracted to certain personalities that we bring onto this podcast, because this is obvious. This is like easily the biggest one that I do, and then we like carry it into other venues. Like with these other people that I'm trying to bring on right now, I want to carry them into like some Stephen King content that another guy leads for us. I want to do some of that stuff. So I'm like roughly planning that, but I have a bunch of people who I want to bring on as like talent in this, who they're just really good, but they just don't have like, the technical skills to run a podcast. And I would just work with them on all that kind of stuff. So like, hopefully eventually I'll have like 20 podcasts running simultaneously with all these people making them and editing them, and like starting a little company called Obsession Media, but the good kind of obsession. The other podcasts that I do 2 other podcasts. One, and both are relatively new. Actually, one of them was the first podcast that I ever did. Well, I've only run Stephen King. I feel like that'd be interesting. I would be a little freaked out by some of the stuff, but my one friend said there's some stuff that Stephen King does that isn't crazy freaky, that would actually be really entertaining to do. And both of them are just hilarious. They're like 2 of my best friends. And yeah, they would be hilarious together. They're brothers. They're just like the weirdest dudes, and his wife is just so hilarious. Firestarter. My one friend said there's a short story that Stephen King did called like The Helium Man or something like that, and he said that's his favorite. It's like so freaky, and he told me the plot of it, and it's so weird. But my first foray into podcasting was Bluey. I like a year ago, 2 years ago actually, in January of 2021. I was like, I want to set like a challenge for myself. So what I would do is, I love the show Bluey. It's a children's show. June, if you're from Australia, you know all about Bluey. It's like literally the greatest show. Oh yeah. Anybody who has a kid knows all about Bluey. So I do a podcast on Bluey, and what I wanted it to be a challenge. So what I would do is I did the full first season of just an analysis through the full first season. And it was very much according to like the binge mode, how binge mode would do it, but it was only me. Obsession Media, but the good kind of obsession. That's gonna be the name of the whole company. That'd actually be a good kind. That should be our tagline. Obsession Media, and then our tagline is, but the good kind of obsession. That's honestly what we're gonna do. Guys, you guys created this right here, right now. This is how we discovered Obsession Media, but the good kind of obsession. See, this is why I love community. This is why I love people so much. We come up with such fun stuff. I'm gonna do that. That's 100% what it's gonna be. And you guys helped me come up with it. But for this Bluey podcast, I love the show so much. I remember my foray into Bluey was I sat down and my brother and sister-in-law, they were introducing us to this show that their kids watch all the time that they said was so good. And I was like, it's a kid's show. I'm not gonna like this. This is like ridiculous. And they were like, trust us, you're gonna love this. And I watched one episode. It was the taxi episode. I remember the first one that I watched, and I was like, this is exceptional. This is some of the best writing that I've seen. And I was sitting there. It was a 7-minute episode, and I was like transfixed watching the show. I was like, how is this writing so good? And it's a kid's show. The Flat Pack episode is unbelievable. There's one that just came out, and it's pirated. It's called the bike episode is my absolute favorite. I think the bike episode is one of the best written episodes of all time. The Sleepy Time episode, for like a solid year, Sleepy Time was one of the top 10 episodes of all time on IMDb. Not just in like children's stuff. It was just all time. I think it was like 7th at one time. This is unacceptable. It is so good. So what I do with, I have my second season is going on right now, and I'm actually doing it with the Sleeping Time book is so good. I'm doing the second season with 2 of my nieces, actually with 4 of my nieces, but I haven't implemented the other 2 yet. So the first season, I essentially broke it down like binge mode. It was just me. I wish I had another person that did it, but I essentially wrote, my life was nuts. For about a month, this is what I did. I would write out the entire script of what I was going to say. Because in binge mode, they speak it. You've never watched it, June. I'm 32 and I love it, and I've watched it. June, I'm telling you, you have to watch it because it is literally some of the best writing. It is some of the best animation, content creation, music, voice acting. It is unbelievable. June, watch the Sleepy Time episode. Or you're Australian, so you should have access to the a lot of millennials here, yeah, for sure. I mean, we're all Harry Potter nerds, so we're all millennials. It is just unbelievable. But anyway, the first season I broke it down, and I literally every episode Bluey is 7-minute long episodes, and I would break every episode down, and the episodes were taking me like 40 to 45 minutes to an hour. Good. I'm glad I convinced you of that, June. Again, I'm obsessed with these shows, the good kind of obsession. So I would break them down, and then I didn't do the second season, and I was always planning to do the second season, but my niece started she like was always listening to my Bluey podcast. And I think it's the first season to me is so boring. It's just me talking over like Bluey. And it's not that intriguing. I like have fun doing it, but I just wanted a personal project that I worked on. And that's all that I thought of it as. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere, and it really hasn't gone too far, but I only wanted it to be like a personal project. So I was writing and editing this thing and creating it. It would take me hours every day, but I released almost an episode a day, and it was just going through it like crazy. And then my niece started doing it, and she was like, she brought me the idea once. She's like, what if like I joined it with you? And I was sold. I was like, okay, I'm going to have you come on, and we're going to do this. And then I started incorporating all my other nieces. And so what we do now is we just watch an episode on Fridays. I like picking them up from school. We watch an episode, we break it down, and then we just talk like through our favorite moments, what we learned from the episode. And it's like, it's one of my favorite things. It's our Friday thing. So I do that with my nieces, and with my nephews, I do another podcast. This is the dumbest name for a podcast, but it's my favorite because they named it this. So it makes me so happy. It's called the Super Tutors Podcast. You can find it anywhere you find podcasts. And it's them. I just ask them one single question and they just go crazy with it. My nephews are all hilarious. And when they're together, I thought of this podcast because I like go on vacation with them or like hang out with them. And like we'd have dinner and they would just be sitting in a room chatting and cracking up with each other. And I was like, they're not like, what are they laughing at? They're doing so like, I don't even know what they're talking about. But I was just so intrigued by like their conversation. And so I was like, let me just start a podcast where I ask them a question and they just go off and talk about whatever they want to talk about. So the other day I asked them the question, what do they want their life to look like when they're 32 like me? And I asked them, how much money do you want to make? And one of them's like, I'm going to make $1,000 a year. And the other's like, no, I'm going to make $2,000 a year. And the other's like, I'll probably make $500 a year. Like their analysis of how much money someone makes is so cute. Wait, the British Royalty Podcast about the Tudor family. No, that's not what my podcast is about at all. Mine is called the Super SUPER Tutors. Here, I'll change the camera. Super Tutors. I don't even know if you'll be able to Google it. It's so niche. The Super Tutors Podcast on Simple Podcasts. This is it. First episode. What does your life look like when you're growing up? Or the first episode is what do we call this podcast? And they wanted to call it the Super Tutors Podcast. Then if you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for? That was really funny. What would you do on your perfect day? What does your life look like when you were grown up? The last one I asked them, we asked them a bunch of animal ones. And it was hilarious. I still have to edit that and put that together. I'm going to put it together this week. And then this is like where I came up with the name, Obsession Bluey. This is like this is like the font that I love. It's all this kind of stuff that I love this. This is my other one with my nieces. Very, very niche, very small. Bluey's like very niche content, obviously. But all season 2 so far. So we're 5 episodes into season 2. And this is just me and my nieces talking. 2 of my nieces. Episode 6 is the same 2 nieces, and then episodes 7 and 8 are going to be my 2 nieces that live. They live a little further from me, but we did like a Discord chat. But all of season 1 is literally me analyzing it. It's kind of boring, I think, but it was so fun to just write that. It was like a challenge, and each episode is so long. And some of these are the Creek is some of the best music in the entire world is the Creek episodes. Yeah, Bluey is literally the best. Hopefully that's not an actual reality when they grow up. It might actually happen. Yeah, seriously, kids say the funniest things. Just write it down and like make a book of it or something like that because they're so clever. They're so brilliant. Yeah, Bluey is it. Bluey is like the best. If you guys have TikTok, you'll be able to find this. I wasn't able to find it on YouTube, but if you're Australian, so June, you should be able to find this. Look up the cricket episode of Bluey. It's season 3, episode 20 or 48 or something like that. And if you have TikTok and you're British or you're American, you can be able to find it. Just type into search Rusty cricket episode of Bluey and you'll be able to find it. And that one made me weep. Literally weep the other day because it is one of the most beautiful episodes of TV I've ever seen in my life. They rank it equally with the Sleepy Time episode, which is like that's like one of the best episodes of Bluey ever. The show is just so good, guys. It's so good. I'm preaching to the choir. I feel like you guys who have kids or just know about it or have kids in your family somewhere, you know how cute it is. But it's such an adorable show. So those are 2 of the other podcasts that I run. So I'm planning to do some other stuff like have Harry Potter. And the one niece who I'm doing this podcast with, the Obsession one, she's the one that I'm going to do Harry Potter with. And we're going to go over... Hold on. And we're going to go over that in like 7 years. It's going to take a while, but we're going to do a book a year, probably a chapter a week. I'm going to drag her through that. It's going to be agony, but I'm actually pretty pumped to do that one. And she's pretty pumped to do that too. She's like very creative, so I'm excited. Yeah, $1. Oh, biscuits. You have a friend who always says, oh, biscuits. There's so many cool Australian things I picked up from watching that show now. I love Australians. You guys are the best. Some great episodes, some really good lessons learned when I was growing up, or not when I was growing up, a little earlier when I was growing up, but I still remember watching some of this sometimes. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, like the biggest thing ever. It was like a show. It shows like this guys who like pure, just teaching kids things, and Bluey just feels like that. It's got that feel where it's like, it's just great lessons that you can learn from kids, but as an adult, you get something completely different from the show. It's so good. Honestly, it is like, oh, you learned how to speak English with Mr. Rogers. That is like the cutest. I love that so much. Yeah, June. Australians, you guys are the best. I wish I lived in Australia, to be honest. But I feel like it does the same as almost as Harry Potter. Like Harry Potter, you read different chapters and you just get such deeper meanings about life as a kid through reading and understanding that. You realize that you're not alone in certain things. Like even the Thestrals thing that I was just talking about. Like the Thestrals is such a fascinating concept because it's people, like kids who have experienced death or seen death, I'm sure feel completely isolated and alone. And Harry's feeling in this whole entire book is like feeling isolated and alone. And really he comes out of that when he realizes Luna is his best friend in this book, because he realizes that Luna has experienced some of the same stuff that he's experienced and that he's not alone in this world in his experiences. And it's just a beautiful little thing there. And kids shows, there's some kids shows that do it the best. There's some like children's books. Like I have this whole section in my library right here. It's not a big section. These are all kids books, children's books. Oh man, I want to read one to you guys. Hold on. Can I read a kid's book to you guys? This is probably illegal. I probably can't do this, but it's a live stream, so who cares? I'm just going to do it anyway. It's my favorite kids book of all time. All right. It's called The Fate of Fausto. It's the weirdest children's book. I read this in Barnes & Noble one day and my jaw dropped. I was like, how the heck is this a children's book? But I'm going to read it. Hold on. Give me a second. All right, guys. The Fate of Fausto. He printed this. It was linotype. Some of the most beautiful artwork I've seen ever. And this book is, it's like quick. It's a quick read. It'll take like 5 minutes. But it's beautiful artwork. I got to figure out how to put this right here. I love this. I'm reading a children's story to you guys. This makes me so happy right now. Okay, here's the artwork. You see a flower, a mountain, a lake. There once was a man who believed he owned everything and set out to survey what was his. You are mine, said Fausto to the flower. Yes, said the flower. I am yours. Content, Fausto walked on. You are mine, he said to the sheep. Yes, the sheep said. I suppose I am. Feeling satisfied, Fausto walked on. There's a little F on the sheep right here. He's putting his thing on things. Every live watch should end with a children's book from now on. I am down. I am 100% down with that. This is my favorite children's book of all time. Next, and this is just like empty. There's a little leaf right there. Next, Fausto came upon a tree and declared, Tree, you are mine. To which the tree replied, Oh, all right. I can be yours. And the tree bowed before the man. Beautiful. This pleased Fausto, and he walked on, happy to be owning a sheep and a flower and his tree. Before long, Fausto had claimed a field and a forest and a lake. At first, the lake had pretended not to hear. But Fausto showed that lake who was boss. When he reached the mountain, Fausto said in a clear voice, "Mountain, you are mine." "No," said the mountain. "I am my own." This angered Fausto, and he stamped his foot and he made a fist. Still, the mountain would not move. But Fausto put up such a fight you would not believe, and showed the mountain who was boss. Eventually, the mountain bowed before Fausto and said, "Yes, you are in charge. I am yours." Feeling very important, Fausto easily conquered a boat to set off to sea. For a mountain, a lake, a forest, a field, a tree, a sheep, a flower were not enough for him. I almost bought this artwork. When he had gotten far enough from the shore, Fausto said in a large, loud voice, "See, you are mine." But the sea was silent. "You belong to me, sea. I know you can hear me," said Fausto still louder. Then after a while, the sea said quietly, "You do not own me." "You are wrong. I do," Fausto replied, unsure which way to look, for the voice appeared to come from everywhere. Look how good of artwork this is. His little boat is right there. "But you do not even love me," said the sea. "You are wrong again," said the man. "I love you very much." But Fausto was lying, and the sea knew it. "How can you love me when you do not understand me?" the sea asked Fausto. "You are wrong a third time," said Fausto. "I understand you deeply," then added, feeling impatient, "Now admit you are mine, or I will show you who is boss." "And how will you do that?" asked the sea. "I will stamp my foot and make a fist." "If you wish to stamp your foot, then come show me how it is done, so I understand." And in order to show his anger and importance, Fausto climbed overboard to stamp his foot on the sea. But he did not understand. And he did not know how to swim. The sea was sad for him, but carried on being the sea. The mountain, too, went back to its business. And the lake and the forest and the field and the tree and the sheep and the flower carried on as before. For the fate of Fausto did not matter to them. Guys, this is my favorite children's story of all time. The Fate of Fausto. I read this because I was getting a children's book for each of my nieces and nephews during Christmas. And I remember I pulled like probably 100 off the shelves and I was reading them in the cafe. And I remember I came upon this one because I was like, this is beautiful artwork. I'm so into this. I remember reading through it and my jaw literally dropped on the floor to the point where I took a picture of every single page and sent it to my brothers and sister. Your Christmas gift to your niece? Yes, I'm so glad. It is so dark. It is so dark. But it is so good. Guys, this is like my favorite stuff. Good children's stories. I don't know what the heck this one. Oh, this one is so interesting to me. I've literally, the book club that we talk about sometimes, like Jen and Danny met at my book club. In the book club that we talked about this book, because we did a whole summer of children's stories and children's books. And this one was like an anomaly. What the heck does this mean? But it's so good to me. And Oliver Jeffers is like one of my favorite artists. There are 2 paintings over here that he's done. Those 2 right there. And he is like my favorite artist because he does like, I guess what you would call high art, like fine art. He is so good. He's so skilled, so talented. He's the guy who he illustrated this more popular children's book. And all his children's books are so good. If you just need like a good children's book writer, this guy he's the best of the best. I think he is the best person alive who is writing children's stories today. He wrote another one called The Heart in the Bottle. Now, next time on Harry Potter and the First Time Readers, I'll read that to you guys, The Heart in the Bottle. It's one of the most lovely stories of all time. It's about loss and how you can't like hide your heart away from love. It is such a simple concept, but I read it and was like teary-eyed at the end because it's just so beautiful. And a good children's story to me, if you have good illustrations and like a good children's story, is just so powerful. So powerful. I think that was a Pirates movie. There's all sorts of other ones that he does. He does another one. His most famous one was he illustrated this one only, but it's When the Crayons Rebelled or something like that. Something similar to that. And a lot of people have that one. That's like a really famous children's book. But I can talk about children's books for hours, guys. Maybe I'll do a podcast on children's literature because I think children's literature, if you're a good children's author, you know how to write. Pirates of the Caribbean, yeah. If you're a good children's author, you know how to write. And it's like you just tell simple, brilliant, beautiful stories. And I'm so obsessed with that kind of stuff. I'm so obsessed with that. Just tell me, like, be able to tell a story well and effectively in a simple way. Like Harry Potter is that. There's so much complexity in the story, but it's like she doesn't over-explain anything. And she doesn't under-explain a lot. She just like explains things exactly how they should be. She just puts thestrals in there, lets people to make these discoveries on her own. Like that's what a good children's book should be. There should be discovery. You should feel like you're smarter when you read these, not like the author is over-explaining everything to you. So I'm very, very much into these stories. So that's that. Anyway, it's getting late by me. Well, it's 9:30, so it's not crazy late, but I'm going to wind down a little bit and then go to bed. And what's tomorrow? Sunday? Tomorrow's Sunday. So, guys, I want to read more children's stories because that was so much fun. But thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Even after the movie, it's fun to just chat and talk and read Fate of Fausto and do all this kind of stuff. I love this kind of stuff. You guys make it so much fun to just hang out and chat with you guys. You guys are the best. I'm glad I found your next Christmas gift to your niece. It's a dark, but it's a beautiful story. It's great. Anything that you get of Oliver Jeffers is going to be good. He is a beautiful illustrator and a great writer. So find him in any bookstore nearby or online or anything like that. The dude knows how to write. And illustrate. Illustration is probably his primary one. June, enjoy lunch. What are you eating for lunch? Anything good? I was just making fun of Vegemite with my nieces. Vegemite. I had an Australian friend in school, and he all gave us Vegemite. It wasn't great. Didn't love it. The 13 Lives of Captain Blue Bear. I'm going to Google it, and I'm going to buy it. There are some children's books that really like deal with some heavy hitting issues. There's another one that dealt with this family who had like lost their husband or that lost a father, and it was like When Sadness Creeps In, I think was the title of the book. Or no, that's not what it was. I think maybe I have it. Oh, it's called Home in the Woods. It's sad. It's a sad story. But after I read this one, I went on a rampage. I would go to Barnes & Noble, and the first thing I would do is I would go to the children's section. I'd rip all these books off the shelf, and I would look for the most depressing children's story that I could, because some depressing children's stories are some incredible children's stories, to be completely honest. But there's some really good ones. There's some lovely ones. One of my friends' favorites, I was dating someone who loved children's literature as well. We're not dating anymore, but her favorite was a story called it wasn't called the Lupine Lady, but she was known as the Lupine Lady. The Lupine Lady. Miss Rumphius. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Maybe I'll read that one next. Ooh, all your food sounds good, guys. Guys, enjoy lunch, enjoy dinner, enjoy breakfast, wherever you're at. I'm going to enjoy bedtime. I might have like an apple before bed, but that's about it. Why is the camera so fuzzy now? Come on, focus. Focus. All right, well, I'm out of focus, so that's a good excuse to leave. All right, guys, have a great day. You guys are the best, as always. Enjoy your days or nights or wherever you're at. And I'm trying to figure out some Harry Potter thing to say, but I can't. Later, guys. Bye.